Okay, so oh shit, DirectX, which maybe I think that only happens if you tab out. So I'll have to do this with shit. I have to do this with display capture just like with EverQuest. And the other thing that this has in common with EverQuest, which I didn't know, but it kind of saved me like $15 or whatever, is it's also part of the Daybreak Games company or whatever. And so when I subscribed last time to play EverQuest, it's a shared thing. So I thought, oh, I'm gonna have to sign up for VIP for this too to be able to play on the classic servers. But oh shit, I messed it up again. Every time you tab out, it's going to crash, or maybe not even. I'm just hoping. Oh, I'm hoping that's the reason why. What is this, a Bethesda game? But yeah, it's shared with Daybreak Games, so I can play two for the price of one. It's kind of random. I wouldn't think that they would have anything to do with each other, but that's good. Yeah, I'm going to be playing on Treebeard, which is like a classic legendary-ish server. And the thing with that is it doesn't even have to be like true classic. Like it could be somewhere in between. Just like with EverQuest last time, it could have been what I was playing on might not have been the oldest version of the game, but it was at least old enough so I can get an idea of it. That's good enough for me. So hopefully it doesn't crash, but we keep having this DirectX issue. Yeah, it'll be like a permadeath thing as well for the classes and stuff. There is a cutscene here, but I'm not sure if this is like from a new expansion or if this is just like the original thing that you would see, or maybe it won't show it now. Yeah, I have no interest, because it's like that's the whole fallacy of like, oh, you should just play the new one, and I don't even have anything against these newer versions of these games. Maybe they are good. Like even EverQuest is still around, RuneScape is still around. Oh god, now it's in like a little window at the top left. Okay, I don't know about this. I mean, I don't mind doing it like this if you just, this would be fine. I'm not gonna try to figure this out now. I even tested it before, but I guess not in this level of depth. Okay, that works. Who cares about the little, you know, top part? I can't even play it in full screen. Can't even game capture it. Kind of like with EverQuest. I did have to do this with that too, which I'm not the biggest fan of. It's a little bit too loud. Let's do this. Yeah, it's going to be permadeath for the classes at least, so we have quite a few to choose from. Yeah, this might not be the very oldest. I don't know what the gold thing means. Unlock with gold. You cannot create a character of this class until you purchase it in the Lord of the Rings online store. I don't really care too much about that. And you also can't be the stout-axe class. Okay, so we'll look through that in a second. But yeah, and it's like one of those non-committal things. So like I don't care how far I even get or what I do, I'm just getting kind of a taste of it. This is actually one that I heard like was not very good over the years. Like some people said, oh, it sucks, it's one of the worst MMOs, blah blah blah. But I don't see how that could really be. It must have some good things about it. And it's certainly not the same pedigree as like EverQuest, where you know you respect that as one of the best games ever, even if you haven't played it, because you just know what you hear about it is so glowingly positive and important. Like WoW Classic wouldn't have been what it was without I don't even know when this came out, really. It must have been around that early 2000s period, early to mid 2000s. Avatar update visible. I don't know what that means. Just they made a better version of it. If you like changing the graphic settings, this is one thing EverQuest couldn't do. Is you actually turn around your character, see him from the back. So I don't know what class I even want to play. Let's see what classes there even are, or let's see what races there even are. I think I will play as a female character actually. And this is one of those things like where I know a certain amount about the Lord of the Rings universe, but I almost fear playing games like this because I don't want to spoil stuff. Like what if I want to, you know, it just always, I'm very OCD about any sort of long-running series. Like I wouldn't want to play the Harry Potter game because I still haven't read all the books or I haven't seen all the movies, so I wouldn't really know everything about it. But I guess it doesn't really matter, especially with some of these open-ended sort of experiences where you can just do whatever you want. A man, but it says female. This game was progressive. Not as long-lived as elves, sturdy as dwarves, or resilient as hobbits, men are renowned for their courage and resourcefulness. That is like an RPG trope. Men are always like, humans are always treated as like the diplomatic class or the something like that. Gift of men. Improved fate. Men have the greatest destiny of all the free people. It's plus 15 fate. Decreased will. Men have weaker wills than other races. Minus 7 will. Weaker will, but improved fate. Easily inspired. Increased morale restoration. Men are more quickly emboldened than others, plus 5% incoming healing, so good for tanks, I guess. Improved strength. The feats of strength that men such as Boromir could accomplish are worthy of song. Plus 15 might. And high elf. Maybe I should play a magic class here since no, you know what? I'm kind of too much always in the mindset of that. High elves, those who have beheld the beauty of Valinor and their descendants possess. So we'll do like a permadeath for each class and race. So I only get like 6 chances. So with what was it? With EverQuest, I got through like 2 of them. I died as the warrior in the forest, and then I died as the as the beastmaster in the Everfrost, and then I made a necromancer and survived in the desert. You haven't read the Harry Potter books? How dare you? Actually, I think I've only read maybe the first one, and I've only seen like the first 2 movies. So it's impossible to avoid spoilers. Like, I know some major event happens in like towards the end or whatever, but other than that, yeah, I still would if I ever have time. Beheld the beauty of Valinor and their descendants possess grace and strength beyond even their woodland kin. Those few who remain yearn to see the Middle Earth is safe and bequeath to men, before they depart for the undying lands. Is safe to bequeath to men. Okay. Oh yeah, they were like all immortal and stuff, weren't they? Sorrow of the Undying. You have, it's kind of like Night Elves in WoW, but they gave up their immortality. Here, maybe this would bypass the permadeath condition. What, you have to pay for this one too? Oh no, it's just a class. Never mind. Those few who remain, blah blah blah. Okay, Sorrow of the Undying. Reduced will. You have witnessed the passing of the ages and still feel the hurts of those lost in the battles of the elder days. Sometimes these sorts of games ruin the lore too. Like, I'm worried about Elder Scrolls 6 because Elder Scrolls Legends and Online has probably prostituted the lore so much, so people, you know, it's sometimes too much. That's what happened with WoW, I think, a little bit. But then again, or like with WoW and Hearthstone and all this kind of stuff, it just becomes a product after a while. Mists of Pandaria is not intrinsic to the lore at all, for example. Fading of the Firstborn. Reduced fate. The time the elves in Middle-earth is nearly at its end. That's just a kind of a downer. What are you supposed to do about it? -7 fate. Place of the Eldar. Increased morale and morale regeneration. In times of peace, your vitality and spirit are renewed more swiftly than those of the younger races in the world. Plus 20 morale, plus 60 non-combat morale regen. Suffer no illness. Improved resistance to disease and poison. Elves do not suffer illness at all. +1. Wait, but it's only +1%. It makes it seem like you're immune, but that doesn't sound like a very high thing here. This you'd have to be like a warrior or something. Look how it defaults to the one that you have to buy too. Maybe I should just go in order. So this would be like some kind of a druid type where you can shapeshift. So we'd go with the first one who can become that, which we still haven't gotten to. Yeah, I don't even mind like hardly doing anything. We'll just read all the flavor and stuff. It seems like this type of game would have so much potential. But see, the thing with this is still the original. Well, I mean, obviously they kept adding expansions to it and stuff, but this is still the original thing, right? Like whenever this came out, it's not a new version of it or anything. That's what surprises me. Like with Star Wars Online, right? Star Wars The Old Republic or whatever, that's still around, even though it's super old and it seems like it died out. You can still play it. So I might do that next week, next flex format. Wait, you can't be a female dwarf. That's an interesting thing. Dwellers of stone and miners of metal. The dwarves are a doty folk, but how do they reproduce then without women? Resistant to the, or maybe classes are gender specific too, which could be a thing. Very few MMOs do that, I guess. Resistant to the corruption of the enemy, but not to greed. Sturdiness. Increased might and vitality. Improved common damage mitigation. Dwarves are a sturdy race, good for tanking as well. 15 might, 10 vitality, 1% common mitigation. Reduced agility. Dwarves are naturally less agile than other races, -7 agility. Lost dwarf kingdoms. Reduced fade. The dwarves' time in Middle-earth is fading, similar to the elves. Bonus to morale and power, regeneration in combat. Penalty to morale out of combat. Why would you care out of combat? I guess just between fights when you're leveling. But yeah, they're definitely meant to be a tank class. One-handed axes allows the use of one-handed axes. Do you really need that to be like, can't anybody just learn certain skills? Or that would be true no matter what class you are, I guess. You could be a priest, a minstrel, and you still use a one-handed axe. Axes have a small chance of reducing the target's armor. Let's just read what the stout-axe is just for the heck of it. So I already am bought into the subscription to be able to play this, but you're still gonna make me buy a class too? Maybe that's how it originally was. This background looks kind of like Stratholme or something. The entryway, it reminds me of something from WoW. The stout axes were once part of one of the 7 houses of the dwarves, known as. This must have been added in like an expansion. So this shows you this isn't the true original version, but it's about as close as you can go. There's only like 2 servers for this too. Treehaven, which is what this is. Oh, there's a movie for each of them too. I'm not gonna watch every single one. I guess I'll just watch the one for what I choose. Stout axes were once part of the 7 houses of the dwarves, brought to ruin by their desire for the ring granted to them by Sauron. Drosta's folk doomed their descendants to an era of thraldom in the Black Land. Unyielding will, increased will, despite suffering many centuries of thraldom, the will has never broken. Plus 15% will, 1% mitigation, increased might and agility, resistant to shadow and disease. It is whispered that Sauron bred some among the stout axes using the same methods that had produced the mighty Uruk-hai and Olog-hai. Whether that is truly so is unknown even to the wise, but it is certain that the stout axes. I wonder how accurate some of this stuff is. It probably is pretty true to form. Like even Shadow of Mordor, that's what people get pissed about, is like Shadow of Mordor is a really good game. So what if it's not canon or it's not actually true to the lore? It's obviously not, right? Like you play as this guy who's doing all these crazy things and he's just dying over and over and it's no big deal. But he can still be a good end product. Like Amadeus is one of the best movies ever, but it's horribly historically inaccurate with Salieri and his plot to, steal Mozart's music and kill him and stuff. It's totally exaggerated, but so what? Even to the wise, but it's certain that the stout axes have grown accustomed to the unforgiving realm of Mordor. Plus 1% shadow mitigation, 1% disease, 15 might, 5% agility. It really doesn't seem, or 5 agility. It doesn't seem like this 1% stuff is very impactful, but Shadow of the Eye, reduced vitality, known to the orcs of Mordor as Shat-Glob or Stonefelt. The stout axes have long served as thralls of the Dark, Lord of Mordor. After enduring years of tireless labor and ill nourishment, the stout axes have lost some of the sturdiness they once possessed, compared to dwarves at least, I guess. Reduced fate. Drosta's folks were a cruel people, and the ring given to their king by Sauron led them into war against their kin. When the Dark Lord demanded the ring's return, however, they refused, and his armies besieged and sacked their halls. The enemy took many of the survivors back to Mordor as prisoners, forcing them to toil in the mines and pits of the Black Land for centuries. Stripped of their history, their clan name, and even their own language, they became lost people. As years passed, they adopted a new clan name, the Stout Axes. One-handed axes as well, reduce the target's armor. I'm not even going to read every class. I might do it like a rotation. I'll just go with whatever is the first one. But who can even become a boring? Only one of them, huh? It's like with Barbarian and EverQuest. Nobody could become a Barbarian. It was just a class that there was no race for. That must have either been a bug or something. The Hobbits would probably be... Actually, what do you think they'd be good at? That'd be kind of weird. You don't really think of them as having magical abilities. Happiest when enjoying a simple life with 6 square meals. This would almost be like an RP class where you just go around, you're like an explorer, like a lore master. You're not even a... Although I guess you're still using a staff there. Enjoying a simple life with 6 square meals a day. Hobbits are solid and dependable when called to action. Small size. Reduced might, -7. Lack the physical strength of other races. Improved vitality. Hobbits are remarkably tough, +15. These seem kind of... contradictory with each other. Improved morale, regeneration out of combat, recover from trying times faster than other races, +60 non-combat morale regen. Hobbit courage. I wonder though how the story of this really works from the MMO standpoint. How could they keep this game running for this long? Like, what all must you be fighting? I guess you're like really, they would have to just invent some characters eventually. There's not going to be enough from the lore, despite how expansive it is, to cover decades of raids and dungeons or whatever they do. Faster than other races, +60. Hobbit courage. Improved fear resistance. The slow kindled courage of the Hobbit race, plus 1% fear resistance. Resist corruption, improved shadow mitigation. Hobbits have a great resistance to temptation, plus 1% shadow mitigation. Yeah, until the last second when it really matters, when he's about to dump into Mount Doom. But yeah, I like how intrinsic some of these things are to the lore. It's not just like, oh, random stats to distinguish the races. Some of them actually make sense and have good explanations. So I would play as like an elf mage or rune-keeper, I guess, would be my natural instinct, but I guess I won't do that now. Long ago, the elves welcomed the younger races of Middle-earth and allied with them when the need was great. But centuries of war, betrayal, and hardship have made them fiercely protective of their seclusion. Reduce morale and morale regeneration out of combat. Elves feel things more deeply than the other races, are subject to more sorrow. 20% minus 20. But by that logic, they'll feel the celebration afterwards, and so it should be brought up, just as simply. Minus 20 morale, minus 60 non-combat morale regeneration. Agility of the woods, improved agility. The grace of Eldar is remembered in legend. Reduced fate. The time is nearly at an end, similar to the other one. High elf and elf. There always have to be like multiple kinds of the same thing. Like in WoW, blood elves and night elves. Improved resistance to disease and poison. Elves do not suffer illness. Same thing. But that is kind of confusing because 1% resistance doesn't mean you're immune to it. Borings descend from ancient men and can skin change into bears when angered. I don't know this from the universe. Who becomes a bear in the course of... I know they must not have made this up, but I just don't even know what this has to do with anything. They are gruff, distrustful, impolite, respect all creatures of nature, and hate orcs more than anything. Might of the wild. Increased might. They wield a ferocity unmatched by other races. Reduced fate. So few in number, their fate is in question. Yeah, as far as I know, they don't even exist. Natural resistance. Improved poison resistance. Their bond with the natural world gives Borings a natural resistance to toxins. Plus 1% poison resist. Thick hide. Increased vitality. They are thick skinned, but isn't that only when they become a bear? When angered. So let's see. Let's change around the exit creation continue. Wait, you can't change like your appearance? I guess I'll do this. So I'll go kind of in order of these, and so it's a permadeath thing. I have to get to max level without dying once. I wonder how that's gonna work. And I don't know if this is even like PvP or what it is, because you don't have much of a choice with Tree Haven and the other one. So they might not even give you a PvE option. Class difficulty is advanced, but I don't care. I'll still try it. It could be a very boring class. Damage support. Borings are skin changers that can change into the form of a bear in combat. They focus their wrath while in bear form, choosing to deal grievous blows and bolster their own resolve. While skilled in combat, some also choose to wield their knowledge of the wilderness to assist their allies, like very much druid, you know, from other games is what this would be called. Wait. Oh, it's even like, oh, that's why. The class is the race. That's why only one, that's kind of cool. Only one can become it. The Borings of Middle-earth are largely reclusive people. They trace their ancestry to Bjorn himself and spend most of their time deep in the wilderness. The solitude of the forest gives little comfort in recent times with the enemy encroaching from all sides. The time has come for the descendants of Bjorn to lend their strength to the free peoples of Middle-earth. This class is inspired by Bjorn, who bravely stood with the free peoples during the Battle of the Five Armies. So they kind of took something and extrapolated in a way that's maybe not true to the lore. Like there was one person who did that, but I don't know that you see these characters really throughout the stories. Maybe I just don't know. It doesn't seem like you can choose like how you look, which is kind of stupid. You can't choose like your features or anything at all. Oh, is this going to be the same? Because they like play the movie for the class, play the movie for the race, but in this case they're the same, so that would be kind of odd.
Men and women of Beorn's line possess the power to take the shape of mighty and fearsome bears. As their wrath increases, so too do the strength and capabilities of their animal forms. The Beorning can harness this ability to deal damage, resist the onslaught of enemies, or support a fellowship of adventurers.
Actually, it looks pretty badass. I never did play a druid in WoW. It'll be the same for...
Men and women of...
Oh, that's hilarious. Because watch, with any other one, it wouldn't do that. Right? It would show the elf one,
kindred of...
but it won't show that.
The lore master.
Oh, that's amazing. We found the ultimate intersection. I just don't like how you can't do any sort of appearance change. I guess you can just look at this minor update, which I can barely notice the difference. Maybe they didn't even bother to do it with them. Wait, I don't even get to name myself. Oh, here we go. Oh, now you can do it. Why is it locked? You'd have to pay for that extra or what? Veils of Anduin. Enter your name. Shadows of Angmar, starting tutorial, which is the original Before the Shadow skip tutorial. Begin your adventure before the Shadow, peaceful village, blah, blah, blah. Everything should be pretty old school. Yeah, randomize the name. I don't know. I don't really even care. Just do something simple. Just Domi. Oh, good. Like all warnings, you hail from the woods and dales surrounding Anduin, from the shores near the Karak up to the high pass mountain through the misty mountains. Bjorns take names influenced by Old Norse. Langkar, Ethlid, and Berafrith are examples of boring names. I'll just keep calling them boring. Common feminine names ending... Oh, it's actually giving you advice for... Does that mean you have to do it? I'm sure it's just optional, but that's actually kind of good RP intrinsic. And, you know, Tolkien even created his own language. I wonder what he would think of these games. He probably wouldn't like anything. He probably wouldn't have even liked the movies. I know everybody loves the movies, but there's a lot of things that they changed. What was the one thing I ranted about one day? There was one video I made where I was pissed about something in the way long ago in the movies that they changed. I forgot what it was. There's one... Oh, yeah, the way that... what's his name? The guy whose name is so similar to Sauron. That's kind of a bit of a writing mistake. Saruman and Sauron, obviously the wizard, like opposite of Gandalf. But no, the way he dies in the movies is not even close to what it is in the books. Like supposedly Peter Jackson thought it was anticlimactic for him to survive till the end and burn the Shire, but that's how it actually ends in the books. Saruman is actually still alive at the end, even after Sauron is defeated, right? The ring is destroyed, so he burns the Shire. But not only does that not happen, he dies in the second movie way before that on a tower. That was such a random and wild change. Like, I know they want to take certain liberties, but that one's ridiculous. Frith, Garth, Gifu, Gun, Hild, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to read all those. So we get to do the tutorial. I mean, I even complain about not having the ability to do this, but yeah, this is probably one of the most obscure races, though. I don't know what place this really has. You don't think of a bear form thing in the context of Lord of the Rings. There's probably one guy who did it, and they make a whole class out of it. That's what these exercises become, right? There'll be hundreds of thousands of people running around like this, and it's like, dude, in the lore, there's one dude. There's not a whole race of people like this, probably. But they have to extrapolate because they need more content. And this was even early on. I don't know what I want to look like. Which one looks the most similar to a bear? Naturally. So you can give your enemies a scare even before transforming. That could be a whole meme like, oh, I thought you were already in bear form. Okay, I don't know. You would need a lot of hair. Or maybe we can just be bald. You must be VIP. Please activate your VIP membership to proceed. Oh, I was even saying that I had it from Daybreak. Oh shit, I cucked myself. Because it's not actually shared. Because why would it let me go this far without doing that? Fine, I'll fucking... That's the first thing I was celebrating. That, oh, it's shared with Daybreak, so it must be the same subscription. That's why it didn't stop me when I tried to enter, because I even tried to do this before I started streaming just to have it ready, so I didn't have to do this. But then it lets you go in, it lets you create the thing and waits till the very end to tell you this. Like, I thought you wouldn't be able to join the server at all without having that. But yeah, I do find this kind of a fun way to put pressure, even in like a, you know, I almost play like a single player game, even though it's an MMO, and I put the permadeath pressure still so that I get the class variety. So like, either I really make this one count, or I have to keep dancing around and changing them. So like in EverQuest, now I can never play as, well, at least for like 6 months or whatever my rule would be, but I can't play as a warrior again, or I can't play as a as a beast lord again, or beastmaster. Oh, they make you check that it's an automatic resubscription. So can I cancel that right away? Purchase Lord of the Rings online subscription in 2023. Am I the only person to ever hear that phrase in my life? Because you can play it for free, but of course they always make a point of charging you for the old servers. So I guess I understand that, but how do I cancel it? Manage subscriptions. Cancel it right away. That's one of the most insidious things that should be made illegal, or like just customers should really hold that accountable, is that you should never auto do that, right? Because they rely on the fact that, like, oh, you'll just forget about it and they'll get an extra month out of you. Because who knows, I might not play this again for a long time, or maybe I will, but canceling a subscription will cause it to not renew. If you cancel, it will continue until the end of the current date. Imagine if it didn't, like, oh, when you cancel it, it cancels it on the spot, so you won't be able to play. That would be the ultimate cuck job. Okay. The only thing I don't like about this is I can't go full screen without it crashing, so that's fine. I don't know if that's a common issue people have. Domi is the name it apparently chose for me. I wonder if it would be fit from somewhere in here, but that's good enough for me. Creating character, enter Middle Earth, get points and account upgrade. So the only two things it wants you to buy here are the like, just to see it. Okay, stout-axe you would have to buy, brawler you would have to buy, and that's it. I guess it's not a big deal. So those must have come out in some kind of expansion. Exit creation. So this might be like 2 or 3 expansions in. Monster play is currently disabled. Manage plugins, credits, options, movie library. I only had to watch one movie. Saves us time because the class is the race. That might be an MMO first. I almost don't want to mess with this because it's just going to cause it to crash. Windowed resolution custom. Do I take a chance? Full screen windowed. Keep the setting, yes. I mean, I guess this still effectively works, so we don't have to worry about the bar. They must know it's an issue. Except, we just want to take in the environment. I'm not in any hurry to level up, although 1 of 7 character slots used, although it is a permadeath thing, so we have to be very careful. Boost your stats. Dude, pay to win single player MMO experience. After learning a new spell, make sure to check for new abilities by pressing K or J.
In the vales of the Anduin, the children and grandchildren of Beorn live a rustic and peaceful life. Soon they too will need to face the shadow that threatens all of Middle-earth.
Oh, you start off already as a bear, so I must already be pissed off. You got like a little rage meter. So if it goes down to 0, does that... But it's still going up. Or maybe if it goes up to 100, then I calm back down and I go out of bear form. Story pace. Earn character experience is modified to be in tune with this story. You are earning 40% experience gains from monster kills, crafting, and quest completions. I don't know if this is to try to match it with the original, or I don't know. Feeling quite virtuous. Grants a bonus to virtue gain. Bear form. You have assumed the form of a bear. I assume that's going to be like reputation or something. 8 critical defense. So that's just automatically going up. 263 health. You've obtained an item. This is one thing that EverQuest didn't have, was the portraits around. This is totally going to be like it came out right after WoW and totally copied it, right? It couldn't have come out before WoW. There's no way. You obtain an item. Any items you obtain will be contained within your inventory. Access your inventory via the interface at the bottom of the screen by using the I key. Very intuitive. Fuck, I didn't mean to skip it though. Or maybe I'm not going to read every little thing. You can manage your space in the inventory by clicking the edit mode button in bag 1. Edit mode button. I can just move it. I don't know what that specifically means. Worn hood. There's also a search bar on the bag that lets you search for specific items. I guess I don't have enough bags to really justify that. They really start you decked out with bags though. That's too much. You want to start with 1 and then have to find the rest or earn them. Bag 1 is the exception and will not allow you to empty it completely. Okay. Edit mode. I don't know what that is. Lord of the Rings store. Please don't put this shit in the fucking UI of the game. Lock mode. Sort all. Okay, I'm good with that. You have obtained an item. All items you obtain will be contained in your inventory. You can access the inventory with the I key. Double click a piece of armor. So where's my character screen? C, very intuitive. Login reward available. Come on, don't do that shit. Don't do that shit. I don't want bonuses. The only bonus is the act of playing and doing stuff and getting it from that. I hate stuff like that. It's like a mobile addiction mechanic. I wonder if you can attack this. It's like a critter that won't fight back. You just get to be a bear whenever you feel like? I thought it would be like you only get to do it in combat or something. Adds 5 to Wrath, 17 to 23. Main hand, damage. Melee skill, bear form. You maul the enemy with your sharp claws. Subsequent attacks deal more damage. Like, how do I go back to human form if I want? I guess I don't really want to now, but... Stare kissed. Pretty nice scenic way to start. Right on the water.
The blood of the skin changer flows within us.
How many afternoons we spent this way, Domi? Once the work is done, our chores finished, it seems every day staring out of the pond of Grim Bjorn, our elder, thinking airy thoughts. Maybe I should play this one in first person. I do like how they all let you do this. Like, nobody ever plays an MMO like that, so they could almost get away with not doing it. He sighs as though he often does on such afternoons and scratches idly at his arm. You're my sister, Domi. Oh yeah, I forgot I was a female character too. And we keep no secrets from each other. Is this all we have the right to expect? The blood of the skin changer flows within us, and we must move us to greater deeds than this. But I thought they liked living a nice, quiet, peaceful life. Are we not descended? Oh, you didn't bother to voice act this part, though? You know we are. That is a proud heritage, one claimed only by a few. I wonder if you can even see other players in the tutorial part. You know we are. That is a proud heritage, one claimed by few. If you can do what we can, why does Grime Bjorn say that we must stay near our home? Wait a moment, who is that? Let us see, Domi. Radagast. Nobody cares that I'm just a bear. I mean, I guess they're used to it, but... Radagast the wizard. It is. Pardon the interruption, Radagast. Oh, it is no bother. Sometimes cubs do not know when to keep their silence. We will speak inside. Yeah, if you didn't want to make a spectacle of it, why do it here in the first place? I will speak to them later. Oh, he's a dick. He doesn't even acknowledge us. Why do you think a wizard would come here?
Something serious must have
I've only seen Radagast once or twice, and that was when we were very young. You remember we were very small then, and he was kind to us, but I do not think he enjoyed leaving his home in Mirkwood. Something serious must have happened to draw him here, my sister. I will sniff around the lodge and see if I can overhear the conversation with our sire. You should talk to Varth Math at the animal pens. Our cousin talks little, but he hears much. He might know something. Just give me a quest to kill 10 boars or something. Find him at the animal pen, see if he knows anything. I will see what I can learn around here. Music is pretty cool. I just love how you start off and you're already a bear. I really thought it would be a big moment. Like you start in combat the first time and then you shocked. Like, oh my goodness, I turned into a bear because I got so angry. I'm just always pissed off. That's even what it said. Like, only during combat, only when
you hither, cousin.
You're angry. Find the meandering milk cow and convince her to return to her pen. We haven't had any... I guess we only have one ability. Yeah, I don't know how you would even leave this form if you wanted to. Maybe you can't. You tell him that Radagast the wizard has left Mirkwood and is speaking with Grimbjorn, and that you hoped he might have heard why. He responds with a brusque snort. I know what brings him here, his own business. If it becomes a concern of ours, he will let us know. Until that time, that kind of scared me a little bit. You should mind your own manners. Even better, you should make yourself useful to me. One of the milk cows has wandered from the pen. Find her before she goes outside the surrounding wall and tell her to return. Find the wandering milk cow and return her back to the pen. He's going to start off really slow-paced. Going to be herding sheep like in Twilight Princess. That's one of the weirdest things they did with the Zelda series. Like, Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword are both amazing games, but they have terribly long intros where it takes like hours before you get into the first temple. right? You go through all the stupid stuff. You even become a wolf and collect the little tears before you ever do the first forest temple. The Deku tree is the best example. Like with Ocarina of Time, just let somebody do a dungeon first and then go to Hyrule Field and Hyrule Castle and dick around with the princess and stuff. So let's see where we're trying to go. I tend to not even like to use the map, but how would I know which one is, unless it says it in the name? Convince a milk cow to go back to its pen. Find the meandering milk cow. Am I going to have to do it by force because I want an excuse to do something in combat? It seems like a shame if you're not in bear form. This must be like an instanced area just for me because I don't know how they would do it. Or like maybe the cow itself would be instanced. Horse, sheep, goat. If it's already in the pen, there'd be no problem. So where the heck could he be? Let's just go look around. Yeah, see, I would totally play this just like a single player game, even the first time, but maybe not as much. I won't even say like I did that with WoW. I certainly didn't read all the quest text initially. Meandering milk cow. How could you ever miss him? I might just go out and dick around, but I guess I won't. Let's play this one a little more. Because, yeah, that's what I did in EverQuest. I didn't even do any of the quests or anything. I just kind of tried to kill random mobs, which you could theoretically do that, but I don't know how punishing it's going to be. Or, like, even in Classic WoW, you could do that, but, like, just ignore all the quests, but then you might miss certain, like, class abilities and stuff. Even if you miss pieces of gear from that, it's not a big deal, because you're always going to get more gear, but you'll miss, like, a spell or something major. You approach the milk cow, and she lows nervously. Something has caused her to distress. What could it be? When you were young, you developed the ability to understand many of the animal languages, a gift from your ancestor Bjorn. You call upon this natural facility now to speak gentle reassurances to the milk cow. Before long, her calm nature returns, and she begins to move slowly back to her pen. So the pissed off bear, stuck in bear form forever, is going to calm you down. I thought we'd do it more by scaring her and threatening her. Oh, we're actually going to have to wait. Escort quest. Now we're going to get attacked on the way. Would you really be calmed by seeing this? How do I see my face? Maybe we still have the tattoo. I guess that's the one trait that carries over. Oi, Domi, what are you doing? Let the wizard worry about his own affairs. Seems like it's too loud. The music is actually quite noticeable. Okay, do we really have to wait for this? This is a bit of a troll moment. Like the first quest you do, what do you have to say for yourself? Everybody probably remembers this moment. You know, I would have brought you some clover if that was all you wanted. Okay, let's turn the quest in. Barth Math. Talk to... Oh, we have to talk to somebody else now. I don't mind, like, obviously reading the quest objectives, but yeah, all the keybinds are exactly the same as WoW, too, which is kind of probably no coincidence. Why is L even the quest log? I guess because L is log. It, like, you would almost think of it as being Q, but Q is used for other things all the time. We do have a pretty decent bar here. I don't know if you can make more of them, like F1 through F12 and stuff. I hate how they advertise the store like that, dude. Like, come on, not in the game. That's like an unspoken rule of game design. He's called your name. He is standing just beyond the gate. You have lived in the sheltered vales of the river Anduin for all your life, but now the wildlands beckon you and adventure lies before you. You've already decided that? You haven't really done anything yet. Let's talk to him respectfully in front. Sheath your weapon, if you had one, and all RP.
Soft.
Has it come to this, Domi? Do you serve those lazier than you, fetching lost cows and running errands? He laughs harshly. You are of Bjorn's line, as I am, but I have not forgotten what that means. To you, it means little. We should live our lives with ferocity, seizing each moment with tooth and claw. No one is my master. I fear you have grown soft. Only by harnessing your wrath in battle can you truly live up to your heritage. Prepare yourself for battle and test your skills against me. Do you know, like, what condition we're in right now? We're like the Super Saiyan after, you know how, like, Goku learns how to stay in Super Saiyan form in the hyperbolic time chamber, like, all the time? So he's just, like, chilling and eating food in Super Saiyan mode. That's, like, what we are. We're in bear form without even needing to be in combat or without even needing to be pissed off. We've mastered it to that extent, evidently. Speak to me when you are ready, and we will test your skills in battle. Shapeshifts bar swap. As a Bjorn, your skills gain requiring bear form will be on slot 1. Skills usable in both bear and human will be in your main quick... Wait, what? Will slot in your main quick slot bar. Like this. Can assume bear form, so it must be... If I click that, it'll come off. Can resume the combat of a man in the midst of combat. It should be almost the opposite. You can only become a bear during combat. Powerful swing that deals damage to your enemy. Slam. Bring down your weapon with great force upon your foe. As a Bjorn, you have a new vital named Wrath that replaces power. Wrath slowly builds up in combat through use of your skills. Many of your man form skills will build Wrath, allowing you... But also, it just builds up on its own, right? We were getting like one every couple seconds just before. So I strategically waited at the beginning just to make sure it was maxed out before I potentially fought anything, but I guess they're not rushing into it. Slowly builds up. What other MMOs do I want to check out? I want to check out the Star Wars one, which I mentioned. I want to check out maybe New World again. Just kind of like idle random things that I, you know, don't have really time to play a ton or get anywhere with them, but just so I can say I tried them and keep them as like a background thing. Certainly if I had more time to stream these days, I might do it as like a little bonus thing here and there, but it's like I'm in no hurry to really get anywhere with them. Use of your skills. Many of your man form skills will build Wrath, allowing you to skin change into a bear. In bear form, you unlock access to more potent Wrath consuming skills. Very similar to Rage and Warriors and Druids and stuff.
That is why I test you as I do.
The legacy of Bjorn is rare and dwindling. We must use it to be the... But I don't like how they're talking like so much that we have to be aggressive and use tooth and claw and stuff. The whole point was we're said to be a peaceful race that's happy just being in nature. We don't have to pick out a fight for no good reason. Strongest of his children and grandchildren. As we do battle, the wrath fill our hearts, drives us with a great ferocity, empowering the skills we use in combat. Let our foes beware. They tangle in line. They tangle with the line of Bjorn at their peril. Let your wrath fuel your abilities. Yeah, the one ability I have. And harness the beast within you. You can kind of just spam it. It's got a very short cooldown. I don't know. It just causes you probably to auto attack already. -3, -21. Yeah, that was a joke. Your skills improve, but they are not yet at their peak. You did like 10 damage, and I almost killed you. Do as I do and practice your abilities on the sickle flies in the clover. Buzzing nuisance. They're a nuisance, but if you help hone your skills, they will be of some value. That's almost what I heard about the Star Wars one, is it's almost suited to play as a single-player experience. Just go through the story, go through the campaign. Defeat 8 sickle flies. Yeah, this is up my alley. This is all I wanted. Let me kill random shit and just level up. Combat seems like it's going to be very easy, though. Not necessarily in the tradition of old school MMOs. Like, you saw how we got our ass beat in EverQuest by just trying to go out there and do stuff. So our rage is maxed out. Pending loot. You've earned loot from nearby corpse. Use the alerts panel to loot. Experience and leveling up. When you defeat enemies, you gain experience. Earn enough. Yeah, we know how basic RPG functionality works. But where did the thing go? Title awarded. You have lived out your days in the Vales of Anduin. Wait, I can't even see. Whatever. Small filth. Time remaining 50. Oh, I like that idea. If there's like spoilage, that's a pretty rare mechanic that doesn't get used enough in MMOs. Would have been perfect in New World if it was the kind of game that I wished it would be, which is like you know, very survival, realistic focused thing. Yeah, these seem like no threat at all. Or maybe this class is just OP, which I don't even mind. I'm not even using the ability. So your auto attack does how much? Auto attack does like 3, and the ability does like 20. Parry to devastated. Now, what you can't do is you can't click on the dead enemy, which I don't like. You have to go into here every time. Tiny carapace. Okay. Be interesting to see what kind of other abilities we get over time, because of Or like, what if I want to go back to human form? I almost want to try it, but this is so overpowered. This doesn't even take up any rage, so like, what's the point? Adds 5 to wrath. You don't even have anything to use it on. Like, how do you go back to that? Yeah, let me try it like this. Although if I die, I'll be out of my element. Can assume the form of a bear. Okay, that's 1. 2 is can resume the form of a man, which we just did. Powerful strike, and then this is bring down your weapon with great force. So what are the cooldowns? 3.5 range, fast, melee skill, adds up to 5 cooldown, 1.5 seconds cooldown, 3 seconds. So just do them, I guess, whenever they're up. It's not quite the same as a druid in the sense that you can't change into all these different things. You can only change into one thing. Or maybe they'll introduce other things like that later, but now we can transform into other animals, or every animal that we see over the many, many expansions that the game has had. They would have to come up with some contrived, very anti-lore intrinsic thing. So now you have to kill 8 of those, but I don't even see anymore. What was that? Some bundle of raspberries? A handful of raspberries. Okay. You have a lot of bag space to start. Did you really start with this much in the classic game? That seems like some kind of quality of life change. This is also a level 1. The only thing I'm worried about is that I don't have I'm not in bear form, but I guess I can just change to it anytime I want. I almost feel like doing this for a while, but it doesn't really seem to make much of a difference. You need a valid target. I don't really like how you can't target stuff once it's dead. It's a minor thing, but you do not have a currently craft, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how you just auto-attack. I guess just right-click. T doesn't do it, which is what I'm used to, I guess. But look how little they're doing. This doesn't feel right. Even level 1 should be a threat to you because I'm just... It shouldn't be this easy. There should be some vague chance of dying. Huh. I have to find a way to make it more difficult. I have to go around naked without a weapon or something. These don't seem like they aggro on sight at all, which is completely reasonable for this stage in the game. Pick up all this shit. Haven't really seen a shop so far. Haven't seen much of anything, really. So just spam these whenever they're up. And I don't see why you really wouldn't be in bear form, but whatever. Just for the RP of it, it doesn't seem like I'm in danger. But see, now if I die, that would be a open gold for free. I'm not even going to use those mechanics. Forget about that. Let's see, how much experience did we get? We're like level 1, 36 out of 100 experience. Seems to control pretty similarly. Like maybe this just ripped off WoW the way that WoW ripped off EverQuest. Your sister Langhar calls to you from the southwest. Be like a little bonus side quest, or maybe because I went too far. You seem like such a joke, though. I'm not saying like, oh my goodness, they should almost kill you every fight, but usually at the beginning, these games can be the most punishing, especially the old ones. I'm one's house. Yeah, it just gives me that WoW vibe. It seems like it kind of saw the success of WoW and tried to play off it, which I'm just assuming it came out after. If it didn't, then I'm kind of shocked because it just gives me, I don't know, such a strong vibe. Like a pretty big map. Rimbjorn's house. This isn't even like a whole zone. It's just his house is just like a local area. Wait, where did she call me from? Or maybe that's because I completed the quest, so that'll just tell you that that's going to be the next quest. He's just going through this much story even on... Talk to him in the Rimbjorn's yard to the south. Going through this much story with each of the races or the classes would be so interesting. Never mind the end game, never mind anything else. That's what I hated about the classic WoW release. Like when they said, oh, you think you do, but you don't. That was a stupid thing to say, but in a certain sense, they were right. It's like one of those why you can't have nice things problems, is that the way that a lot of people played it and approached it, especially streamers and stuff, it was just like a cynical, they acted like, oh yeah, been there, done that, even though they couldn't have, because think about it, unless they played on private servers, which they would all pretend like they haven't, because you're not supposed... Oven? Is this a bug? There's no oven there. But no, it's like you would have only played the game from 2004 to 2007. So nobody in the world had leveled up every class from 1 to 60 and tried every spec and done every raid and done everything in the game. So it would have still been pretty fresh, but everybody acted like, oh, it's such old business and we've seen all there is to see, which is just stupid. You do not currently have a craft vocation. Seek out a master or mistress. What am I even trying to do? I'm trying to find some... Lang here is your sister, I presume, who is calling to us. In the yard of Grimbjorn's house. I guess we could go inside just to look around. You cannot use that. The other guy's snooping around trying to get us info on whatever happened. This is quite a beautiful starting zone. Because you are so, like, attuned with nature and stuff. Oh, there's a bit of a camera thing. Where if you try to turn it, it'll change your movement and stuff, too. Is that her? No, that's the same guy listening through the window. Where would she be? From the southwest. It probably just shows you on the map, but I'm trying not even to look at it. Horse. So it is going to be druid-ish, but you won't have as much variety. I don't know what it means even by saying, oh, support allies. Like, will you get healing spells and stuff too? That's what made druid so awesome in WoW, is you could literally do everything. You could heal, you could tank, you could DPS, even if you weren't that good at all of them. Right, jack of all trades, master of none. It was still an amazing idea. Although I never played one, it's just like it was the first class that I thought like, oh, I should play this because you get to try all the different play styles and it is very cool. Southwest from where I was would be like maybe behind this. Maybe this is what it's telling me to do. Instance, the skin changer's heritage. I kind of deduced that myself without even looking at the map. Can you just even hide the map? A lot of the time I really don't like using that. Play it like it's an open world game, like a single player open world game, but the only problem with that is there's going to be a lot of like level restriction stuff, so you can't explore as much as you'd like to. Although, to be fair, that happened in Skyrim too. Like, I would get killed by saber cats and stuff. So even though there's not like a fixed level set thing in that game, and it's like, you know, everything kind of scales to you after a while, it's still, maybe she's outside to the southwest. I should at least be able to read it without... Talk to Langhar in the fields outside. Oh, okay. I just saw the yard and I thought it must be inside the yard. It wants you to keep moving, obviously, and not just settle in this hub area. What did we start in our inventory? What is this even? Whoops. What did I do? Anniversary fireworks. Bound to Domi. Celebrate. I don't know how active this is going to be. Or if it's like even PvP, because that would kind of ruin the permadeath aspect of it, but who cares? I'm going to pretend like it's just my server. There's only 2 of them, I think, that are like the classic-esque. And this one's like further back. That's kind of all I looked up about it. What are the... Does it have classic servers? What are they? And there were some before, but I guess they shut them down already. Yeah, isn't this a nice, scenic... beautiful zone? I wonder how, like what even the max level is and stuff. I don't even know. Floaty names are now off. Yeah, those can be kind of immersion breaking. Kill a couple more of these bugs. Buzzing nuisance. I feel like the combat's just too unthreatening so far, though. This should at least be doing something to me. The auto attack should happen regardless. I was having a lot of trouble auto-attacking stuff in EverQuest for some reason. It was kind of unclear exactly how it worked. This is much smoother. But at least the movement in EverQuest was great compared to games like RuneScape that have the biggest problem in that respect. Yeah, so they do kind of spoon-feed you a little bit with the map. Not that it's a big deal now, but, you know, you kind of want to just find stuff.
You spend daydreaming in the sun. What is different today?
Not the voice I was expecting for her. Follow Langar as she continues her walk through the field, then protect her. It'll be an escort quest. I did not think to see you again today, my sister. Oh, wait, wait, what? Oh, she is female, but I'm the sister, too. Most afternoons you spend daydreaming in the sun with staircase. Yeah, we just finished doing that. What is different about this day? You tell him about that Radagast the wizard had paid a visit, and that Ophel Moth sent you fighting the sickle flies for practice. Your sister smirks and adopts a gruff, snarly voice. Fight, roar, battle, growl. The line of Bjorn is the finest of all. He booms in a passable impression of the guy. They don't voice act that part, though? Like a slash LOL emote? Oh, they do. I think all... Yeah, this is totally what this game is. I can just tell you that from a psychological perspective. They saw Classic WoW and they made this game. Like, oh, fuck. We're missing out on a big market. It must have came out, like, right after. Not even saying that's a bad thing, but... It just gives me such a clear vibe of it. What, I can't go through there? The Korok. Often climb carved steps. That's one negative. An MMO should never have invisible walls. You think you will go beyond the Korok and cross the river one day. I think one day you will. He would not leave his home in the Mirkwood unless he had serious reason to do so. It has been years since Radagast came to our homeland. Will you accompany me? I'm nearly ready to return. I think one day you will. Something is not right. Can you feel it? Oh, we got like oh shit, here we go. Different enemy types. He's gonna go bear form, but I'm not. It's almost too easy, but it almost doesn't matter because let's just split damage a little bit so we each tank one of them. Look, I took less damage than you even though you're in bear form and I'm not. What kind of a clown are you? And you're not even doing any damage. You suck. I deserve the loot if there even is any. Multiple free hobbit oh shit, though. I shouldn't get too cocky if there's gonna be too many. Okay, now maybe two of them together. And you can move with Q and E. You can strafe, which you couldn't do in EverQuest. I don't know why I'm just comparing so much to that, but that was just what I played last time. I'm doing like an MMO review segment now. Instead of reviewing movies, I'll be reviewing MMOs. But it's kind of hard to because they're so long. That's often the defense that they have. It's like, oh, you can't have an opinion on this game unless you played it for 1,000,000 hours to be able to experience all that there is. That's kind of true with like Skyrim and stuff too. Hurry back to the lodge and tell them we're under attack. I will stay here and deal with any goblins still lurking about. You won't handle them very well because you could barely do it even with my help. Let's go find our way back to the place we started. It's just like little things like that I do to make things more immersive, right? Like, oh shit, there's more goblins. Are they going to attack me on sight? They are. So these are actually aggressive. Just can't get swarmed by too many of them. Dynamic enemy spawns. Or were they here all along just being sneaky and I didn't see them? Why can't I move? He like netted me or something? I guess I couldn't see it through the tall grass. But yeah, like don't use the map. Don't skip the quest text. Don't, you know, do like some of these bullshit mechanics where we're trying to give you free stuff. Try not to play with other players too much, I suppose, too. So whether that leads to a good experience or not is besides the point. The game could still suck, and maybe I won't like it, but at least you're giving it a fair chance, right? It's like the Danganronpa experience where, you know, when I first played it, I just wasn't into it. I wasn't enjoying it, so I stopped. And then when I came back, you know, at least I gave it the proper, like, Phoenix Wright treatment where I just take my time and soak it in. That's always my philosophy. Like, if a game isn't worth giving that effort, then don't even play it in the first place. It's just garbage. But if it is, then give it, like, give it a full, fair try. Which is kind of ironic, because with WoW, one of my favorite games ever, I didn't do that. I still skipped the quest text, but that was a lot. I mean, Domi, go tell Grandma. I didn't even say anything to you, dude.
These goblins thought they could best me. Foolish creatures.
Oh, they already attacked him. It would take 24 goblins to draw blood, and I still would be their better. Well, the way you fought me didn't make it seem like that. Hurry to the lodge and tell Grimbjorn that the goblins have lost any of the wits they may have once had. He's just trying to show off and brag. But no, that's probably why the mage was here in the first place. He's one step ahead. This clown is still trying to figure out what it's all about. Nope, more or less. That's actually somebody talking. What has happened? I heard fighting.
That is very peculiar.
You quickly tell him about the goblins that attacked you. That is very peculiar. Bjorn put the fear of our kind in the goblins when he stalked these vales. And we have done our part to maintain their terror of us, have we not? What could make them think they once again want to attack this side of the river? This is very slow paced. I like the way they're... Our sister was not her, was she? Sometimes goblins have thick skulls, and she might carelessly chip a tooth or a nail. We need to tell Grimbjorn. He's right there. Oh, so you won't tell us shit about the mage, but you want us to tell you everything right away. The goblins dare to attack us. Oh, shit. I knew that was part of it. A dark power is rising once more, sending forth its evil. I like these things they do above the head. The only way it could be better if there was voice acting for every line, but I know that's a lot. Animals, plants, all living things are threatened. My family is strong. Do not fear goblins. They feared Bjorn and they will fear me. They will fear my children in time. Underhanded compliment. I thought I could remain in isolation as well, but this time that is folly. I must bring warnings to the folk we can trust. Wizards, elves, dwarves, and rangers. But I cannot be everywhere. To send me. I came because I need the message delivered quickly. Send all your children. Oh, look at how... That's like a moon jump. I don't like that. A little bit too long, isn't it? Be silent. What, is he saying that because I'm jumping? I will spare only one of my line. Radagast. I will send Domi with your message. Why, it doesn't seem like we're doing anything anyway. We're just herding cows and shit. Oh, look, he got mad, so he becomes a bear. Amazing.
I have made my decision. You will leave our land and bring a message of warning.
Yes, young one, I have made my decision. You will leave the sheltered land and bring a message of warning where the wizard believes it must go. I long thought our folk could remain separate from the other people, that we were like isolationists, as my father wished, but those are no longer the days. Perhaps I will send others in days ahead, but for now you will represent the line of Bjorn in the wider world. Act with strength and clarity of purpose, and let all those who see you say, there goes a woman of Bjorn's line. Cross her at your peril. I do not believe in long farewells, young one. Learn your task from the wizard, say goodbye to your siblings, and bring no disfavor upon our line. I have said my piece. Isn't it peace, like P-E-A-C-E?
Good, good, good.
Good, good. I worried that Grimbjorn would not see the urgency of the matter, but reason has won out. I've always, well, we didn't send everybody the way you wanted. Always had a way with bears and beasts, and well, you see, never mind, not important. A dark power is rising. I cannot put a name to it if it indeed has a name, but something has, I mean, there's one major dark power in the world that we can think of, but something has unsettled the natural world. I will seek that was one of the greatest achievements of WoW, actually. It was like they had all these different things. Like in classic WoW, there was no one enemy. The Scourge is an enemy, so you fight Kel'Thuzad. The old gods are an enemy, so you fight Cthulhu. Like, there's so many different directions that they pull you in. Never mind the faction battle. But something unsettled the natural world. I will seek the greatest of the 5 wizards, for he has made a study of many things unknown to me, and many know what is happening. May know what is happening. I want you to seek out someone else. He is a ranger, and his name is Aragorn. Oh, here we go. They're gonna prostitute and ruin the lore characters. He has been enmeshed in the affairs of wizards for some time now, and if the rumblings I sense are a real danger, as I fear, I know Aragorn must take especial care not to fall prey to them. Last I heard, he was traveling through the Bree land beyond the mountains. Find Aragorn and tell him that the dark power rise is greater even than the wizards. We can say goodbye to them. He must be cautious and not face it alone. Yeah. Seems like they're waiting to say something else. Maybe not. Growls at you in the language of bear kind, but the words you speak are filled with affection. He bristles and finally relents. He's just jealous that we get to go, I guess. Too far away. Do not mind me. I am happy for you. It will not be long before I convince him to allow me on such a journey as well. Perhaps I'm as much of a wizard as Radagast himself. Laughs cheerily. I guess I'll laugh for her since they don't do that. We have presumably the same voice actor to laugh with. No, that is not what I want. I want to explore the lands beyond our home, Domi, as you are about to do. I want to seek adventure. So in their whole life, they've never been out of this area. I will follow you sooner rather than late, I assure you. Until we meet again, sister, find this ranger, deliver the message, and do not have your fill of adventure before we can join you. So now the invisible wall will disappear. It was like a psychological block where we just knew it was the wrong thing to do. But that wasn't... I don't like that. Does that mean they'll do that a lot? Radagast again.
You will need to prepare for the journey, yes?
You will prepare for the journey. It is a long way to Eriador, and you will need some supplies if you are to have success. Speak to Grimbriorn and he'll give you what you need. Gift pack. I don't know if this is stuff you originally would have gotten. Bind on acquire, or if it's like some bonus stupid VIP type stuff. But the point is you need VIP to even play the game. So there's no... You're getting a bonus for just doing the bare minimum. 170. Oh, I guess I don't know what the currency system really is. It doesn't show you that in your bags. That's one difference that we noticed. Like 1 silver, 70 copper, or whatever. Radagast hood. Just a whole bunch of gear. I don't really care. Umber dye. Honed axe. I mean, it's obviously all going to be better than what we have. Preparations for travel. Many characters have... And even objects will offer quests and information. Right-click anyone or anything with a ring icon to receive an advanced quest. Blue quest rings tell you the NPC may have helpful reminders of what you need to be doing. Epic story quests will have a flaming ring to signify the importance of the quest for the main storyline. The quest guide system, yeah, I'm trying not to use that.
I will give you what you need for your journey.
It's a long way across the mountains. I guess I won't use the gift box or whatever. You have obtained a consumable items have various effects. Oh, do we actually get a horse already? That'd be kind of too much. A bear riding a horse. Now I've seen everything. You're prepared for your journey. Now it's time to leave. Or maybe it'll fast travel me away. Ah, I see. Well, they'll just tease me with that ability. I got to ride it, but I didn't actually get to see it happen. You received mail. To open the mailbox, find a mailbox. VIPs can access mail. I don't know. Maybe the VIP system was something that was in the game already. But see, it's kind of disingenuous because... Or maybe everybody had to be a VIP to even play. Every level... Am I level, what, 4? I didn't even notice. As you gain levels, how do you do it? Lord of the Rings store, don't mention that. I really hate that. Don't put that shit in a game ever, dude. Like, you know it exists. You know there are microtransactions you can do, but you should have to go out of your way to do it. The claw, the hide, the roar. So you have your little 3 talent trees. Change configurations. All unsaved data will be lost. Purchase an additional trait. I don't really see what I'm doing. Rake, guarded attack. The hide, the claw, the roar. Oh, this is how you help your allies. Using your unique, aid your allies with powerful healing debuffs and crowd control. Bond of Trust. That bonus, not earned. Spec 1, Spec 2, Spec 3. What would I want to really do? I almost want to be kind of tanky, even though it is solo. I really don't even know. The claw would probably be the most logical, but I'll actually do this. Durability of the bear form. Not earned. Set bonus. You need 5 more ranks earned in the whole tree. Oh, you have to go inside of it too. I guess we can kind of see what these things are. Like, what are you looking forward to? Grants Thunderous Roar, becoming taunt all things. I don't really care about that. Unlocks Thickened Hide, which reduces damage taken for a duration. These are going to be kind of boring. It'll just be like passive damage effects. Unlocks the Call of the Wild, a buff that increases Bjorn's damage. Causes pip generators to build faster, and the bear form skills to cause less for a duration. Nature's Bond. Unlocks the Nature Skill Bond, which allows you to mark an ally. When you receive healing, your marked ally also receives 70%. Too much of it is going to be like group-based, you know? Okay, let's just choose between these. Increases your vitality per rank. Increases the area of effect damage of Biting Edge. After using Hearten, you generate additional wrath over time. What one is going to give me like an ability? That's what I'm always a fan of. Not just passive stuff, which is generally pretty boring. But that is the name of the class, am I right? And the race. Okay. Encouraging Strike. Striking enemies with slash puts stacking healing buff on yourself. Oh, this would be one of those things that's just made for leveling, though. It would make it so easy because you know, you're going to constantly be using it. It almost makes me want to do that. 2 points till next rank. Striking an enemy with slash. I should do that. You only have 1 point, but I'm level 4, so I don't really understand. Points available 1. What? Wait. Commit the changes 1. So how do I... Points available. So what, I have to put it here? I don't really get it. Why would it force me to do that? What if I just don't do it? I could save it for later, maybe. It's not like I really need it. Letty Foxtail. So what if I want to explore the area around? It might put an invisible wall in the way and restrict me. Level 6. You know what? Since we've been rolling stuff over, this might be something I regret, but there are guards there, so maybe I could go. And the biggest problem with this is just mitigation. I don't even know what other abilities I got. So much has changed, and I haven't even been looking at it. Open tapping. You've discovered an open tapping monster. Anyone can help kill this. Everyone who helps gets credit. Join the fray, collect your reward. Yeah, even this is not a big deal. But at least I'm taking a little bit of damage. Open monster tapping. Hopefully there is nobody around to do that. Quite the in-depth sound there. 3 things there. Deed bestowed. New mail. Deed completed. So let's look at what these abilities actually are. This is Claw Swipe, which is the one that I think would heal you, right? Once you do it. So there's no reason to really be in man form. Can you move these around? You can. Oh, see, there's all other taskbars too. While under the effect of counter, evading an attack allows you to freely strike your target. Under the effect of counter. You enter a reactive stance, increasing your ability to dodge attacks for a period of time. If it's dodged, seize that opportunity to counterattack. I kind of do want to wander around a little bit. Power level, so we have a crutch going in and we will never die. Which you theoretically should be able to do. If it had let me ride the mount, I would have been here forever. Level 8, now that I think I'm smart enough to not mess with. But isn't that kind of unfair? So it's just trying to box me in and prevent me from exploring. Fuck. Or maybe I have to go in the other direction around the town. Let's see how much freedom it's going to give me now. Oh, this is like a dead-end town, though. Never mind. But that's kind of unfair. How am I going to deal with a level 8 at any point?
I do not know where the ranger has gone, but John Brackenbrook might know.
I must say you are a tall one. From where you have come and what are you called? Domi, that is quite an unusual name. What brings you to our shit? We have our own little share of troubles and have little need for outsiders bringing theirs. Tell the woman you have traveled seeking a ranger, Aragorn. He thinks for a moment and then shakes her head. He was just here. It is true, but he is gone. He just left before the black-walled brigands launched their attack on our town, reducing it to this state. We could have used him in the defense. To speak the truth, we could have used you as well, had you arrived a little earlier. You look like a strong one. I do not know where the ranger has gone, but now John Brackenbrook might know. He has assumed command of the rebuilding process, and now that his father has perished, you will find him in the front of the wreckage of the tavern, I imagine. Saw him there earlier. Guard Free Peoples. Mithril Trader.
How can I be of service?
I'm not going to worry about all the NPCs and stuff. That'll take forever to do. Hunter Trainer. Let's just look for the Brawler Trainer, which you wouldn't even be able to play as one without buying into it. Warden Trainer. Champion Trainer. Captain Guardian. Oh, arguably there might not be a Bjorn Trainer because we're so obscure, right? Nobody knows what we even are. That might be kind of unfair. Kind of like how, you know, if you do the Wetlands run, your reward is not having a trainer in Stormwind or in Ironforge, so you'd have to go back to Darnassus every single time. So I don't even know why people cared to do that. You'd have to do the Wetlands run over and over. Or at least you could fly, I guess, once you do, but normal, hard, dangerous, available quests.
Would you do something for me?
You could do that, though. Difficulty
Stay
plus
a moment.
9. Next objective completed. This is a repeat quest that you have never completed. Completing this will make the game significantly more difficult. Completing this quest before level 11 can begin deeds that can be completed by achieving level 50 and 100 without deactivating it. I will watch those who stride the roads in Middle-earth in search of adventure, and you seem just the sort. Indeed, there are some who prefer even greater challenges to overcome, and I assist you with this. Should you accept my boon, you will find enemies in the roads and fields becoming stronger and more dangerous in your quest for glory. Is this what you desire? It kind of is, but I don't understand. Like, I mean, this should be the hard mode that I'm seeking. In a permadeath context too. I kind of want to see what it's like. Why would they give you this so early on? Deadly plus 6.
Might I take a moment of your time?
New quest difficulty. So what? You just turn it in? Are you certain you wish to step foot upon this path? Tis understandable if you are wary. Such harsh endeavors are surely not for everyone. The problem is it'll require too much. Has become more dangerous. That's what we're all about. Retry. Why would I need to retry? Apprentice of Claws, new deed. Apprentice of Claws, deed bestowed. Okay, what are we trying to do? Disciple of Claws. Maybe that means I could just do any of them. Talk to John Rickenbrack. Oh, that wasn't even related to what I was doing. I was wondering why it sent me there. This looks kind of like the undead architecture a little bit. Holly Greyfeather Boyer Weapon Trader. It's a little kid.
Did you need something?
Balance Dagger, blah, blah, blah. Medium Armor Smith. I used to think I knew this place, now I don't know. Mourner. Oh, it's going to be one of those tropes where he's there all the time. Alti Spiderbane. So a lot of these people are going to have these icons that have nothing to do. A threat from spiders. Oh, that just means that's like an exclamation mark, basically. Don't worry about me. It's just a minor wound I got from fighting. How do you even know my name? Now that the Brackenbrooks father and son have driven them away, even though the father died, perhaps these folk can get back to living their lives like they once did. Word has reached me, though, that there's a new threat to be dealt with. A nearby farm has been overrun by spiders, and the folk there have retreated to our shit. My injury prevents me from dealing with these pests, but you have proven yourself a capable warrior and should have no trouble. Look for the farmer in our shit. He might know him already. Cal Sprigley. So I might have just doomed myself by choosing that plus 6, but it would be very fitting to my style. So what if I die? I can just try another class or something. And I was complaining about it being too easy, but that might be too much. And like I said, it might just be gear based. Like you have to just have like twink gear and just go all out to be able to have a chance. They would expect you to. Definitely going to have a good use for bear form though. Milestone. Where is this Brickenbrack guy? In the wreckage of the tavern. It looks pretty much in good shape to me. But I should do that spider quest regardless. I just want to pick this one up. This is pretty good so far. I'm not sure how it would have worked in the multiplayer aspect. It almost seems like this whole experience is instanced, or maybe there's just nobody around. In the ruins of the tavern. Without looking at the map, what looks like the tavern to me? I guess this. Milestone, there he is. Barter exchange trader. What does that mean? He has a quest too? Disease among the boars.
Stay a moment.
Find ADU. It wouldn't be an MMO if you couldn't spend hours just killing random boars. It's good to see the backs of Black Walls broken and peace settling over Archer once more. Now we can concern ourselves with less dire problems. Actually, unless it's a dire boar, am I right? You might be able to help with one of those problems if you are interested. Seems to be an illness spreading among the local boars. Terrible affliction it must be. The beasts are more hostile than normal. We really must put an end to the illness. Only way is slay the afflicted. Would you do this? They give you so much. Oh, you get to choose one. So many options though. Milestone. You don't have any milestone skills yet. The Ranger's Trail. Prologue. Burying the Dead.
Could I speak with you a moment?
I wish you had been here, Domi. We could have used your help during the attack. The battle was great, but in the end, we defeated the brigands' onslaught. Some good men who were lost still remain unburied, but people of the town have their hands full with their own great losses. It would be a shame if those unburied bodies, really, you're gonna have me bury your dead, were dishonored by wild beasts. Will you do us this favor? Seek out those poor men and grant them honor in death. Dirk Mudbrick fell at the sheep farm southwest. You know exactly where they are, but you couldn't be bothered to go there yourself. Nate Whisperwood died defending the Hunter's Lodge, and Cal Sprigley's farmhand, Will Wheatley, perished in battle just the west of Brown's Folly. Burying the dead. I don't know if there's a limit of how many quests you can have.
I must say, I never expected to see one of your kind in these parts.
You're part of the line of Bjorn, are you not? Your stature and demeanor seem unmistakable to me. So we have to first earn our keep before anybody helps us by proving our worth, by burying their dead and killing boars and, you know, very typical RPG stuff. Unmistakable to me. I've never met any of your family until today, but I've heard tale of your people from rangers and other wild folk. You tell John Brickenbrock why you have come to our shit, and he nods. Yes, Aragorn was here, though he goes by the name of Strider in these parts. He left with some haste, I heard from others he would loathe to do so and wish to stay and help us with our troubles. He made for a town of Bree, unless I've heard wrong. Didn't they already mention that before? So why would we even bother with this? But stay, my tall friend. Do not hurry away just yet. You come in our darkest hour when Blackwalled brigands would have burned down our town and slain many of our friends. My own father perished in the night, struck down by the Blackwalds and their hateful allies from the north, from Angmar. I know you wish to seek out Aragorn, but if you truly share his ideals, you will spare a moment here and help us. Experience, at least they don't kind of hate us. I was expecting maybe that, like, oh, you're an outsider, begone, we have our own troubles, and together we may prevent the towns from being burned in the name of evil. Think on it. So let's do one of these level 5 quests and die, because we're on difficulty +6 now, and it's just going to be over. But we have mail, too. The Ranger's Trail. Even these boars are too high level. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? Like, never mind that. I was even worried before. Mailboxes can be sent VIP letters. Bingo Boffin. 1 month. Hello there, well met. I hope this is... Can I just, like, keep it and not read it right now? I guess not. I hope this missive is not intruding upon anything important, and if by unhappy chance it is, I'm sure you will disregard and take no offense. But it is a very sincere hope it does not intrude. Instead, met with some degree of interest and curiosity in the matter I propose. For you see, I have need of some help with a small matter, and, well, let's say it's not a small matter. I do not know how long it will take. It could end up being quite a big matter as these things go, but we will not know until it is quite underway, will we? If you are interested in learning more, I ask that you please seek me out in a comfortable hobbit hole just north of the town hall in Mickle Delving, being in the principal town of the Shire. Yours in need and looking forward to positive reply. So that'll just give us like a quest basically. 1 month, 1 week, 5 days. An NPC mail that's going to get deleted automatically. Amazing. So yeah, this +6 thing is going to be... I guess I could change it maybe at any point. I wasn't expecting to have an option like that just so blatantly. It makes you feel bad if you don't do it though. It's a level 8, which is not really the main concern. The main concern is, even if I fight stuff that's my own level, that must be a player. He waves to Domi. Everybody's going to be very friendly because there's hardly going to be anybody here. Level 6. Do I dare try to do this? I want to fight something like my level, which there just isn't. What do I do? Drag the body back? How would this even... Oh, you just bury it in the spot? You guys couldn't figure that much out? I thought we'd have to bring it back to town and stuff. Why is an arrow still there then? I did it. Oh, just because I'm targeting it. Yeah, why does it seem like the levels got jacked out? That should have nothing to do with the difficulty. Like... Level 5, where is that? I just want to fight something. But if I aggro 2 things, I'm dead. In fact, if I even aggro 1 thing, I'm probably still dead. Bear on bear combat. I think I'm going to get owned. 1 and 2 is going to put like the healing thing on me. I wanted hard combat. Here it is. Let's test the aggro range. It's like I still have a chance, but it's super, super tight. A bear with a mana bar. How about? Are you kidding me, dude? You are incapacitated. You have been. You want to retreat from battle. You automatically retreat in 596. Revive for free. Oh, what? They're gonna start charging you for it? Mithril coin balance. Okay. So that class is over. Exit game. Return to game. I don't really want to log out. I want to go back to the character screen. So that +6 thing is maybe a bit unfair. You should probably choose one or the other, whether it's a permadeath or that. But then how? I guess I could just do it on normal difficulty. That's kind of unfair. Like, really, what are you supposed to do with that other than over level or have like overpowered gear? There's really nothing you can do. Okay, I'm not going to. Does that mean that's the only? Yeah, dead. Does that mean that's the only? Oh, I have to type the name. Does that mean that's the only class that race can become? Okay, get rid of that. Let's just make another one, and then we'll kind of rush through a little bit. Oh, I was almost hoping I could do it again so I wouldn't have to worry about that. Okay, let's make a second one. I won't do the difficulty thing then, I guess. It's a good way to kind of rotate. Like, either you commit to a class or you just... I guess burglar would be next, so we would go with like the first one who can become it. Let's be a man burglar. And I guess this would be a new clip too, right? These would be different. Advanced support. Burglars are master of debuffing. Skills that cause foes to deal less damage or be easier to kill. They utilize their trick skills to debuff foes and can later remove the tricks for additional benefits. Burglars also have stealth skills and are proficient at initiating fellowship maneuvers. In fellowships, a burglar supports his allies by debuffing foes while dealing respectable damage. Burglars are masters of stealth and misdirection. They rely on sleight of hand and startling tricks that allow their companions to overwhelm adversaries. Class is inspired by the famous Bilbo Baggins, who accompanied Thorin and company on their quest to the Lonely Mountain. We already read those. Let's not worry too much about the cosmetics and stuff. Let's actually watch this.
The age of man is fast approaching. The chosen of a higher power, men dominate the lands of Middle-earth, both west and east of the Misty Mountains. Their strength of will and prowess at arms will decide the fate of Middle-earth, whether for good or for ill.
That was pretty punishing, though, the +6. Like, I can't resist doing stuff like that when I see it, but it's kind of a lot. This is what Tolkien always dreamed of for Lord of the Rings future. I mean, on one hand, that's true, but on the other hand, like, it's sort of a net positive. You know, more stuff is always better.
The burglar is a master of stealth and misdirection. She is able to confound her foes with a variety of clever and debilitating tricks. She also excels at attacking from the shadows, allowing her to take her enemies by surprise.
Pretty badass. Why does it have to be she, though? I don't even have a female character active here, but it's like... I don't know. So yeah, this will be permadeath as well, I guess. Oh, but look how stupid I look now. I looked more badass before. Brawnin or Bronwyn. I don't care about the appearance and stuff. Let's just do it. Okay, now I'll kind of rush through it a little bit. Boost your stats. Yeah, that's probably what you would have to do. See, in a single-player game, it would be different because you could mitigate.
Brigands upon the road leads to captivity. You awaken with the Ranger Strider before you. As he urges you to act quickly, you realize you have become involved in matters much greater than yourself.
Oh, this is like the Oblivion opening. They copied Elder Scrolls, if this didn't come out before, right? This is the classic meme. You're always a prisoner in Elder Scrolls at the beginning. Not always, but... Looting.
Enough!
So this is actually Aragorn already. We were meant to meet him, and we met him in a different life, I guess.
Come along.
Arm yourself with the weapons. Okay. Satchel. Oh, for once I can actually loot something without having to use that stupid thing in the bottom. Knife and a knife. Acquiring the knife will bind it to you permanently. Fine, as if there would be much demand for this stuff anyway. Can I dual wield? I assume you would have to be able to, otherwise why would it bother giving you two? Primary weapon slot. Knife. Table knife. I don't get it. Secondary weapon or shield slot. Just keeps replacing that. Maybe I can't dual wield yet. Or maybe you already have one, so replace this with this. Or maybe you can't. It must be a main hand weapon. Where would it say that? It doesn't actually say that. Or maybe you can only have one of each, or I don't know what happened.
Hurry, friend.
You are not the only prisoner here, friend. My friend and I have come to rescue a hobbit. Turns out he's not the hobbit we've been tracking. Capable will be dangerous for us all. For I know a great evil lurks here. I've heard of its movements. I can feel its presence. You know how to fight. You should practice on me. Okay, I don't know what these abilities are. Surprise strike. Cunning attack. Subtle stab. Oh, I didn't even get a chance to look. This is just like your auto attack, which probably already starts as soon as you do an ability. Adequately, yeah, just press every random button once.
Let us press on.
Your skill and that. Let me actually read them now before I was so rudely interrupted. Strike the enemy dealing more damage from behind or when stealth. Oh, you just go in stealth automatically by just standing there? That's kind of a cool way of doing it, so I don't actually have to use an ability. Critical hits with Surprise Strike are more damaging than most skills. You have to be behind them, so stealth doesn't really matter. Or did it say either in stealth or when stealth? Okay. Cunning attack. Stealth cunning attack. Deals damage after the initial attack. Bleed damage deals more like Garrote. Apply to target on critical. Did you have to be in stealth to do it? I assume you would. Oh no, it says that maybe because I am in stealth. Subtle stab. A quick attack against your foe. It doesn't say you have to be behind them for any of them. Just presumably you do more. Move about unseen. Or maybe I hit that without realizing it. Or even while you're moving, you can still do it. Like, watch. If I stand still, will I go back in it automatically? That is kind of a good mechanic if that's the case. Sort of like an idle animation, so it'd be even easier permadeath condition, because I always did say rogue was the easiest, and wow, of the ones that I did, because anytime you're in trouble, you can just vanish and escape. The only way that would hurt is if you have like a dot on you that would take you back out of it. These intros do seem a bit long and demanding though, but that's fine. The moment I need to break this lock, doors and portals. That didn't take even fucking millisecond.
Here is where we must
Defeat Celandine's captors. I'm actually not going to read these, but let's just go because we already fucking died. You will not get past me. So for now, it doesn't matter because you're not going to be able to sneak up on most of this. Or maybe you will. I could easily get past you because I'm just in stealth. So I don't know how good stealth is that nobody would. Now, am I starting here because of my class or because of my race? Because it almost seems meant for stealth purposes. But that maybe did extra. Devastated. Nice. Combo. Oh, we can loot some of this stuff too. This is one of the best solo class things actually to do in an MMO. Is like a stealth class. Because even if you can't fight everything by yourself, you can at least get past it or do interesting things. Go ahead and go in stealth, or maybe I don't want to go through there. Oh, go through here. Drama. Many stories in Lord of the Rings will unfold before your eyes. Be sure to pay attention to these events, gain insight on your quest. Sometimes we'll be momentarily halted in order to watch important scenes and stories. The stealth mechanic is pretty smooth. I like it. You will not get past me. None of these things are dropping loot. Take that, stinking thief. It could be talking to me. I am a bandit. Just need a bit of flame and a place to put it. Oh shit, she's just a little girl, but she's so vindictive. That should get their attention. Follow me. Yeah, I'll be in stealth, but you won't be. Use the little girl as a meat shield. Look at this. Don't you move one curled hair, Hobbit. There he is. Edric, level 1. Even here, I'm taking way more damage than in the bear form, so maybe that was just so tanky you could get away with whatever. And I even did this epic healing build with my first talent point that would allow me to heal from just attacking and stuff over time. About time you got here. I just always feel safe when I'm in stealth. Like, worst case, I'll just let the NPCs die. I won't even do it. What is that? You have no power over me, Black Rider, but soon I shall have power over you. The halflings. Which is the Baggins promised me? Accursed flames will suffice for now. So we're just gonna stand there and burn to death, or what? I guess I can't move in that moment. I'll have my revenge wraith. Quick, so he's so afraid of the fire, but we don't give a shit. Good, the hobbits are out of danger.
I regret that I was but a moment too late.
Finish now. There are many exclusive items available from...
Wounded by a Black Rider, the Ranger Umdir escaped with his charges into the wild, making his way back to the village of Archet.
There, Captain Brackenbrook, a retired sellsword, has allowed Strider and his companions to stay and take respite from their cares.
Might be the same voice actor from some of those intros, or they all have kind of the same epic vibe that they go for, so maybe it's not, but they did put a lot of work into these intro stories and stuff. Celandine, who's
You're awake. That fellow Umdir seems very ill.
Spiteful arsonist. Go play Town of Salem. Strider's charge. Now let's see if we don't find... Oh wait, but we always start in the same town. Oh, that's kind of surprising, isn't it? Or maybe it just looks similar. With the board. No, this is. Oh, so you all just fast travel to the same hub area. Or maybe not all, but like some of them. Like we just saw this. Where's the guy who did that difficulty thing? He was right there. Now I guess I have no excuse to... Wait, but I'm level 1. So if those boars are level 8... I don't get it. Level 3. Oh, it's different though. What the fuck? I don't get it. I should be able to take a level 3, especially with my sexy stealth skills. And these don't even seem to aggro on sight, so it wouldn't matter even if he did see you. Let's just go around and kill a bunch of random enemies. Which is what we do once we die the first time. I don't really care about quests and stuff. Let's just level up. What is that? There are multiple dynamic layers of the area you are in. If you would like to be transferred to the same layer as another player... Oh, maybe that's why. Because it wouldn't be fair. But with that one, it still cucked me and said, oh, you get to fight a level 8, or you get to fight a level 6 as a level 4. Now it's bringing them down to level 1 just for me. We didn't even get, like, a starting area in this one. Like, we got to, you know, that was not enough to get to level 4 like we did with the... killing the flies and stuff with the druid. Pending loot. Mangy scales, you can do it during combat. That was one of my tropes as a WoW raider. I would always loot during combat because I was so OCD and stuff. I hated how... It's kind of like how I feel about... like League of Legends or chess or something. People act like, oh, they're so hardcore, and but they all suck. Like none of those people were, you know, top tier raiders anyway, but they want to act like they're good. Either you take it seriously, and you have to be one of the top players in the world or something, or you just don't give a shit, which you clearly don't. So this is pretty easy. I won't worry about the difficulty thing, I guess, but it makes me feel kind of bad. I don't understand what it was, like, too far away. You can do hardcore +6. Like, that's so unfair. Whenever they give you the option, I have to take it. It's just one of my pet peeves. I am a hard mode fan above all else. See for yourself how Admir fared. Oh, he didn't actually die. All that dramatic cutscene for nothing. I love how this badass fucking enemy is scared by the fire, and so he just leaves. But you just stand there and have a dramatic cutscene. So that's like one of those moments where you're forced to, or maybe it happens even if you're moving, you automatically go into stealth mode. We can take level 3s pretty easy. Basically, what you'd have to do is be like over leveled or something. Over leveled or have overpowered gear, like nothing to do with your style of play, because like that was a mathematically impossible encounter to do. I just couldn't do it. I wonder how that would work in groups and stuff. None of this stuff is aggressive. Brown's Folly, that makes it look like it's my name. This is where they place it. You do the little backstab one first. Everything else is just going to be basic attacks, which of course in dungeons and stuff, it's very easy to do stuff like that because Dusk Wolf Run. Now, this might be a little bit too much for me to handle. Level 4. Let's not take a chance. It is like one of the best explorer classes. Like, oh, I can't go through this area because there's too many elites and stuff, but I just want to look through it or loot the chest from like a little mini dungeon zone. Not like an actual 5-man dungeon or something. But, you know, the rogue could at least go through and just see the sites and read the whatever, like a note or complete a quest or something. Get some cool loot. Level 4. Hopefully it doesn't aggro on sight. I don't know what the aggro range reset is in this. Apparently in EverQuest, they just follow you to the end of the zone. You have to like go back into a town or something. That sound is pretty cool too when you go into stealth. Pretty solid, everything about it. It's nothing like super original, I guess would be the knock against it. Like stuff that other MMOs have done and probably done better. Even by the time this came out, whenever that was. I'm assuming it's like mid 2000s, but maybe I'm wrong. I know it's been out for a very, very long time, but in fact, I was almost surprised it still existed. So I figure while it still does, I may as well try it. Just like with the Star Wars one, I do want to try it too. Like, these are games that have been out for like decade plus at least. Easily now, actually. Is that going to aggro? It almost looks like an aggressive one. That probably just means it's too high of a level, though. Obviously, you do significantly less damage when you're just doing it in the face. But the first hit, like, this is obviously the best first hit one, right? Does more when you're behind them. So there'll be a lot of maybe looting in the overworld that you can do that other classes wouldn't be able to. You'd have to like take it to a bandit to be able to do. Like looting chests, picking locks and stuff. Cal Sprigley. So this is kind of like a shared starting zone. At least for some, maybe like faction based. For some of the races. Can't believe there's a class you actually have to buy. That's kind of random. Wrigley's Cellar. I want to find that difficulty guy again, though. Like, let's just see how far we can explore and how much we can level without even doing anything, quest-wise. Although I never start like that. Oh, we'll see who the real spy is. Fucking clown, you're not even in stealth, probably. That was one annoying thing about EverQuest, is like, sometimes similar enemy types would aggro. Or I get, oh shit, that was my fault. But no, if you were like next to a wolf and you fought a wolf, the other one would just join in, which is kind of unfair because, you know, there's sometimes too many enemies all clumped up together. Even if they like weren't aggressive or whatever. So we got a sword here, which I'm not sure. Oh, it's just a trophy. Cheat. Trophies can be sold to vendor for a coin. Inventory management. You really have a lot more backspace than I would have expected. That feels kind of like decked out. Let's go back to town. Blackwood Spy. Not really much of a spy, dude. Just standing there. Our friends from the north are coming. Too bad you won't be around for the happy day. Then why even bother telling me about it? Yeah, none of this stuff is aggressive or attacks on sight. So I sought out that combat where I died to the... You know what? Let's not do that. I sought out that combat where I died to the bear just because I wanted to see what the +6 thing would be. But... damn it, that kind of ruins it because then it feels like, oh, I'm playing on easy mode. But then I don't know to what extent it's fair to do that. I would at least have to do one in the middle of the road. But maybe not. Maybe I'll just do a first, like, okay, get to max level, permadeath, and then I'll do that on somebody else. That'll be like a bonus, because it's not fair to combine both. I don't know. But like, if there weren't so many of them, if it's easy, medium, hard, that would be something. But more backspace than Diablo 2? I don't know how much backspace you have in that, actually. Or at least at the beginning. Do you, like, start with that much? What did you have in Diablo 1? I don't even remember. Oh, yeah, those games always have, like, a huge amount. The way they show the big character screen. What I like about those is, like, the size of the item is actually relevant to how much space it takes up, right? Like, if it's a big sword, it'll take up, like, half your bag. But if it's, like, a tiny thing, it'll just take up a little square. That makes it kind of more realistic. Let's see how swimming works. And oxygen and stuff. I guess it's not deep enough to go in. Oh, maybe you can't even dive? Yeah, I've never played Diablo 2 either, because I was even saying I'm gonna play Diablo 2 if I beat... Level 5 is too much. If I beat the first Diablo in my first playthrough permadeath, but I've tried it twice to this day and I still haven't done it. Right, I tried it once last year and then once originally in 2016. I got much farther the first time though, actually. I think I just played like the wrong class the second time. Now they're just completely way too high level. Black Walled. They don't seem to aggro on sight or even really care. He kind of scared me there when he turned around. Let me try to go back to the town. Gone a little bit too far. But that's what stealth is good for. Even if they did aggro, this would protect you to an extent. Kill a little boar. Yeah, everything about it is pretty good. I like him. And I do that in combat. I guess I went a little bit easier on EverQuest because that one's even older than anything else, like almost. 99, I think it came out. So unless we're comparing it to like Tibia or Ultima Online or something, I don't know. Or maybe I'm wrong as to when it actually came out. But at least it's older than WoW. Growling Duskwolf. Pretty good enemy variety too. We already saw some goblins and stuff. I don't like how the hub is shared though. For some reason I had it in my head that it would be like that in EverQuest. But at least this is two examples of like a shared hub area to start. Instead of like getting your own unique leveling zone. So Tibia is like that, level 1 to 8. And then you get to choose like one of 3 major towns to go to. And like Venor, Theus, and I forget the third one. Carlin, I think. Well, I'm amazed I still remember that. And then... Why are they in red? Like they're going to attack me or something. Just to show that they're too high level. Or maybe there's a possibility of fighting them if you really want to. Dirk, Mudbrick. So it is the same exact area though. That's why, of course, I die on purpose. Just to be able to test that or not. So we got to see Everfrost and the forest, whatever it was called. And then we got to see the desert. In EverQuest. They're red, so they're gonna kill me, but they're not hostile, so what's the point? I guess if I try to attack a player or something? I think I saw maybe like one player on their mount. That was about it. Where are the mushrooms or herbs? Yeah, to like pick up and stuff. Maybe you have to get a profession first. I'm not sure actually. That's a good question. Yeah, maybe it won't unlock the ability to do that. There must be all kinds of professions and stuff. I'm trying to look for that difficulty guy, but he's not here. Huh. He was like right there. Watcher. It's like they know I'm dog shit, so I don't deserve to be able to do it. Burglar trainer.
A lovely day, isn't it?
Active, passive.
Hello there.
Okay, I guess I can't do anything with that. I am only level 2. I almost don't even want to do anything, like, story-wise now. That was my one chance as the druid, which was a pretty awesome class. I just couldn't help myself as soon as I saw this clown. Minstrel trainer. Why would he be in a different spot anyway? Them's dark accusation you're making. The brigands are not but riffraff. That is always a good lore consideration too, like in WoW, how like warlocks have demons and stuff. like, how would they get away with having that in town? You could just walk through Stormwind with the demon and nobody cares. That's why they have like all their trainers in basements and stuff. So it is always something they have to account for a little bit. It's hard to believe that that would be accepted in some societies. So like, I'm just a random thief who's known as a thief, but I guess I only steal from our enemies. Growling Duskwolf. It doesn't seem very like punishing combat wise early on. I don't know why he evaded there. Like, for example, I don't know. It just seems like you normally take more damage in these kind of games, especially at the low levels. At least here I am taking a certain amount. Like, there is an actual possibility that I could die if like 2 of them attack me or something. Let's try to go a little bit further, but I feel like they're gonna cuck me with the levels here. That should be an experiment. Try to make an MMO without levels. Just somehow where there's no, you can just go anywhere, anytime, and everything kind of scales, or it just kind of is more combat based, more skill based, not just based on preconceived stats and whatnot. Level 3, so typically like a 1 level radius is okay. You consider. I don't even mind playing it like this, but most people would probably say, oh, it's quicker, it's better if you just do whatever main story stuff they want you to do. I even was trying to play it like a story-ish game, but that hard mode thing just completely ruined me. That should be a separate thing at least, right? Try to do that so you can die as much as you want and try to overcome it like I would in a typical hard mode. Where were all those bandits here? They're still going to be too high of a level. Level 2 is not even afraid of a level 4. Look at this guy, the madman. So I don't know when you get like more perks and talents and stuff, because it's not like every single level. It was only at like level 4 that I was able to do that. That was a pretty cool class though too. This is apparently, they're associating this class with Bilbo Baggins, which I guess makes a certain, oh shit, a certain amount of sense. Yeah, these guys are too strong. How long would it actually take to level like this? I'm 36 out of 175. It would take a while. I mean, there's no reason, because if you pick up quests, they're going to tell you to do the same thing I'm doing anyway. Go kill random enemies. So why would you really do it like this? But I guess I don't care now. We did enough story for one day. Let's see if we'll get actually any better weapons or something just as a drop. I got like a trophy of a weapon. Mangy skin. I do like how they have time limit remaining. I assume that's because like it's gonna spoil or something, but there might be some other contrived reason why. Like where food can actually go bad and stuff. That would make mages even more valuable because they can just conjure it whenever they feel like. That was one of those get rich quick schemes that you could just, you know, you're a level 60 mage, you can just sit around in Ironforge and sell your food and stuff for nothing. It just costs you mana, of which you have infinite, if you just have the patience for it. And that was such a thing that people would do too. Like you just sit around in a major city and just kind of troll people in trade chat and just, you're just kind of in the game, not even doing anything, or playing on the auction house, just doing random stuff. It's just the kind of thing that you would just be in a lot of the time, even if you're not doing anything. Okay, they're getting way too high leveled. Seems like most things don't aggro on sight, though. At least not yet. Blood hatchling. Yeah, this is what it showed me in the trailer, too. Kicking the ass of all these spiders like a badass. But it might be too soon. Or this is what they'd give me a quest to do. I'm very confused about why that I can send you one. Who's he talking to? I'm surprised that that guy was there, though. Just teasing me in my face. We had our one chance and we failed. That was the ultimate hard mode. Hard mode level 6 plus permadeath plus first playthrough. Okay, let's get to level 3. I probably should do some of these quests even if I don't read them. That's true in most MMOs, right? They punish you pretty hard. I don't know what the most grind-friendly MMO is, like where you really can just do it like this. It's really pointless. You'll end up having to do this anyway, on top of everything else. Or they might even give you like bonuses too. Like they said, oh, story bonus plus 40% or whatever. Story pace, which I don't really know what that means. 40% of experience gains from monster kills, crafting, and quest completions. Like, is that how it originally was, or is that something they changed just to try to make it easier, or I have no idea. So who was I even supposed to talk to? See how he fares. Strider's here, which is actually Aragorn. I guess we got that spoiled by the other
Trouble yourself on my account.
playthrough.
It is only a chill.
Admir assures you he's well, but he's deathly pale. Trembles with chill.
There are too many deeds to be done.
You must choose one of the quest rewards.
None of them easy.
Cloth, light armor, buy don't acquire, medium armor. I guess I can't use this one. Heavy armor. Level 5, 202 armor, 159. So why would you light? Whatever, we'll use this one.
Perhaps you can help, my friend. Captain Brackenbrook will not heed my warnings.
Okay, so give me some quest to kill boars and whatnot like last time.
I don't like the look of those rangers one bit.
This wasn't here before though. Does not believe they are a threat. Oh, it is a little bit different.
What do you need?
At least the outside looks the same. If he says we're safe, then we're safe. Famous last words. Townsperson. At least the positions of stuff are moved around a little bit, which I don't really even understand how. I wonder if I can use a bow as this class, even if as a secondary thing. Baggins. Blackville. Oh, don't tell me you're gonna be the difficulty guy. Oh, good. I'm almost scared to see him because I can't resist. It really is like an addiction. Like whenever a game offers me a difficulty, like I'm doing Alice, right? Alice, Nightmare, whatever, and they have Nightmare mode, so it's not enough to do a first playthrough permadeath of the game. I have to choose that too. I just have to. And what else did I do that with? Like Alien Isolation. If they give me the option, that's why even like Dark Souls isn't one of the worst games to do that with. Although I certainly didn't do a permadeath playthrough of that. It's just like there is no difficulty. It's only as hard as you make it. So depending on what you choose to use and how you choose to restrict yourself and build your character, not that you would necessarily know what the optimal way to do it is the first playthrough. It's just like just use everything that's available to you that you find, or handicap yourself to make it harder. See if Peg will believe your warning. Where are all those other quests where they told me to just do random stuff? Like kill the 5 boars and whatnot. Maybe I'm too low of a level. It does take a little bit of time if you're just purely grinding. Oh, we didn't even equip the thing he gave us. Double click. I was a little bit confused as to how to switch the weapons out. The main hand was simple, but then the offhand kept wanting to default to the other side. Almost like it's a main hand only weapon, but it didn't seem like it was. Peg. Will it say where she is? Introduction, Captain Brooke. Townsfolk are standing around the town. The presence of ranger guests has drawn their attention. He simply doesn't heed the warning. You should speak to townsfolk and see if anyone else is on your side. Peg. Peg pruner. Maybe she's where that arrow is, but just wait. The black wolves get here, then I'll be free and you'll be dead. So just kill him before that. Let's just rush it. Ned pruner. Yeah, where's your wife at or whatever? She is your sister. Weapons. I'm guessing she's outside, maybe near the stable, although I already looked for that. Yeah, it doesn't tell you where she is. Like, if you were to go by the text, I try to figure out, like, from this, but they almost expect you to use the... Wait. I have no idea. Maybe she's out to the left here. Oh, this town's wider than I thought. Okay, I guess that wasn't too hard to find. I don't mind using the one above their head here, but even then you should go by their name. What are they doing? I could do with a good nap. Browse the shop.
How can I be of service?
Provisioner. Believes it's safe from danger, so just basically nobody believes us.
Greetings.
Simple rations. I haven't really had to use any food or anything to recover my stuff in combat. That usually comes later when you're a higher level. I guess I've made too much of a point of trying to avoid magic classes in these games because that's always my stereotype of what I do. But then in the process, I'm kind of never going to get the chance because, you know, these games will all go down before I get to do that. Again, we just did nothing.
Peaceful folk everywhere. It is an enormous task to
He's
convince
just...
them that evil people with evil intentions will commit evil deeds. Before you try to fight, you must learn what skills you may from the trainer.
Just throwing rewards at us for doing nothing, just running around town like a clown. Okay, talk to the trainer. He didn't have anything before. I'm only level 2, so somehow I was almost over leveled as the other class,
Hello
but
there. Might I speak with you a moment?
they gave me way more chance to level up. They're like giving me the fly quest and stuff. Just escaping from the prison barely did anything for me. Strike the training dummy with cunning attack. And then what's the other one? Talk to the burglar trainer. Oh, it's the same thing. The dummy. Here. This skill cannot be used. You have to do it maybe behind. You must face the target. Oh. Okay, we used it. That's good enough for me. What do you want?
A lovely day, isn't it?
Try attacking from stealth. Oh, I see. See, how long does it make you wait till you're out of combat? Not too bad. Skill cannot be used. Okay. Let's see, how long does it take for you to go into stealth just by standing around or something? That is probably my favorite thing about it. So then even if you AFK out, you have to be in front of them? What is it? Dual wielding required. Wasn't I doing that? Knife and knife. Primary weapon slot. Secondary weapon slot. Dual wielding required. Main hand, offhand, cost 1 power. Critical strike enables to strike with both weapons. Cannot be used. So it's not acknowledging that I'm dual wielding, but it seems like I am. Let's see, maybe I'll just switch this with something. Doesn't even work. I don't really get it. Let's just use different ones and not be used. Maybe he explains how dual wielding works too. Disarming the competition. Devastating blows. Scoring such hits will allow them to use special skills such as double-edged strike. In addition, many burglars benefit from being installed. Try taking a training dummy from stealth with cunning attack to inflict more damage. Strike it with your new skill and return to me. You must make certain that you're properly ready to wield a blade. 2 blades, in fact. Can you move these around? Yeah, you can, actually. Kind of a weird spot to have them, just in the middle of the screen. I don't really get what the problem with this is. Second best table knife. You have 2 weapons, clearly. You can see that I'm dual wielding. I don't see why that would prevent you from using it. Skill cannot be used. How about you tell me why it can't be used? Apply the benefit of sneak on Bronnin. Tried to use the training dummy swing on Bronnin, but he evaded the attempt. Really? They fight you back? I don't get it. Could be bugged out. Maybe you're not supposed to be dual wielding. Missing or incorrect weapon for that skill. Let's just use the table knives. I honestly don't know. Try it now. It still won't work. Cannot be used. Doesn't seem like you have to be behind them necessarily. He's even making the sound and everything. I don't get it. Enhanced character. Pay to win game. 3 to 5. Auto attack. Hit chance. There is no main hand offhand stuff. Second best table knife. Similar to the other one you have, however, just not quite as used. Then wouldn't it be the best? This is your main hand weapon. That'll be your offhand, either your shield or whatever. Why would this be such a problem? Sometimes the simplest things confuse me the most in games like this. You need to crit if I recall correctly. Don't main a burglar. You can press the cogwheel in the bag in bag 1 and drag the slots to create a single big bag. Huh? Drag the cogwheel. Well, whether I can crit or not, it's not even letting me do it, I don't think. Auto attack, critical. It doesn't say actually why it's failing. Cannot be used. It doesn't tell you why. It might not be because of dual wielding. Let me read it again. Critical hit that enables them to strike with both weapons. Oh, you have to like first attack and wait for a crit. Okay, I get it. You have struck the training dummy with a cunning attack. Oh, it's just like a passive thing. Or wait, maybe not. But either way, I think I did it.
How do you do?
You must select one of the rewards. Tarnished dagger. Okay, so it wasn't to do with the weapons.
Oh, good day.
They're not giving me any actual quests. Like to just go out and kill stuff the way they were before. Amdir. It almost seems like it's made like a story game, at least at the beginning.
Dear, my poor old friend. A shadow has crept over him.
This totally is the best class to do, like a solo. Well, at least for the purposes of playing like a pussy and just hiding the whole time. I like how easy that was as a rogue. That would be my go-to thing. Especially if you get an ability that like lets you vanish out of combat, then you never have to worry about dying. Level 2. Ask Captain Breckenbrook for directions and try to earn his favor. What is that? Comb. I keep trying to go away from town. Been playing this game for many years, so ask away if you have any questions. Legendary servers are dead. Well, it doesn't really bother me because I'm doing it like a solo experience anyway. Just to kind of see what it's like. And it wouldn't really matter to play the newer version because it'd be just as new to me. Like, I've never played this in any form. Where is this guy again? Oh, here. Yeah, I keep just running away every time I get a quest. Like, they'll send me out to the field eventually. Complete a quest for his most trusted soldier. Gather Kingsfoil leaves to treat him. I'm assuming you can do that out in the field, finally. If you want to try this game, you need to skip to... Yeah, but see, that totally goes against the way I do stuff. This, to me, is trying the game. Why would I skip anything? Like in Destiny, people said the same thing, too. You need to use the item they give you that lets you skip to max level. But getting the max level was the whole game for me. I'm surprised, actually, that I didn't even get to max level still. But you know what I mean? Like, just take my time. I wouldn't pick a legendary server either. Well, I'm just trying it. Yeah, there aren't very many of them. I definitely do not agree with that. And it's probably very different now, too, for better or worse. Like, even with WoW, I would still say if you play WoW for the first time, you should still try the Classic just to get into the universe and everything. Even if a lot of those servers are dead too, unfortunately. So I have to gather 4 King's Foil, which I imagine are just like randomly all around here.
Well, well.
The Wolves of the Ruins. Defeat wolves around the folly. 4. Search atop Brown's folly for the source of the wolves. Okay. Kind of already went here, but just because I was randomly killing stuff. I did a low level raid tonight with my kin on level. No high levels. Very fun and challenging. You need a year, I think, to get to max level in the game. Too many... A year? Really? I don't know about that. I mean... I've played other MMOs. It doesn't take anywhere near that long, but... It's not like I am intending to play it like all the time or anything. Classic, did you try Echoes of Angmar? Piracy server? No. Legend... Well, I mean, it's probably the closest thing you can do. I don't like doing private servers. Or at the very least, you can't stream them, so... It's at least further back, right? This is Treeborn, or whatever it's called. Defeat wolves, 2 out of 4. King's Foil Plant. When did this game come out, actually? The oldest version of it. The original version. Your damage fucking tanks as soon as you go out of stealth. Your first hit is your best hit. Very similar to like ambushing or backstabbing as a rogue. King's Foil Plant. This is almost how I like it in a way, for it to be completely empty, so it really does feel like a single player game. It still stays there though, I guess, for other people to pick up. Nothing's attacking me on sight, which is nice for now. That difficulty thing was out of this world though. There's like some NPC last time where you can like turn it up to hard mode +6 or whatever, and I just get one shot by a stupid bear. Not really one shot, but just demolished. I did a low level. Well done. 2007. Yeah, that's kind of what it felt like. Like it came out after WoW. I would have been really impressed if it hadn't, actually. You can speedrun to level cap in a month or so, depending on how much you play. This game is all about the journey and the stories along the way. Yeah, I think I'm one of the few people who plays multiplayer games or MMOs like that, where I try to just either do it like a story game or like a single player game or something. Just, I don't really care so much about the end game. MMO Maniac, that's why I wrote it. Well, it just means that like I've played them a lot in the past. Now I do it kind of just more for the heck of it. Like I just tried EverQuest for the first time last week. So I'm just kind of giving all these old school games a chance before they finally die out. Or like the, you know, the classic versions at least die out. Like how active is this game in the current version? I mean, obviously more active than this, but it might still be one to try and get... No, see, that's not necessarily true. It just means I like them. And there's a lot of different ways to like them. Even in like my favorite one, WoW, I never really liked that above all else. I did a certain amount of raiding, but... What is this? Blackwood Banner. What, this is causing the wolves to spawn? It must have some special magic on them. Told me you'd be paying a visit. So you'll give me time to stealth and still hit you in the back. Amazing. Genius strategy. You'll be sorry for sticking your nose where it doesn't belong. What is that on the ground? Was that there the whole time? That red square. Defeated the Wolf Master. Oh, it's nothing to do with the flag. It's just we drew his attention. Dusk Wolf. I'm still level 2. Okay, this is actually... You definitely would not be able to just grind it out. You would have to do quests. Game is currently growing after years of decline. What is this arrow for? Who is this comb guy? Let's go check it out. It's a bad thing for telling stories. I think solo games are better for it. I mean, that's on average true, but there is something that MMOs do that I really love, which is like they're just so much bigger, and like I don't know, there's a certain explorative possibility to it that a lot of single player games don't have. Like, even as much as I love Skyrim, the entire map of Skyrim is only the size of like 1 or 2 zones in some of these MMOs. So yeah, the map size and just the scale and the scope of it. Like, that was a series I was doing with WoW. It was just like ideas that have been stolen from WoW. It's like I was doing a 1 to 60 permadeath. So like in this, I'll get to max level on every class without dying. That would be an experience in and of itself without dying once. That would be pretty fun and rewarding for me, like playing it as like a single player hard mode experience. Because you're not really meant to even do it like that. They definitely are. Unfortunately, there is no true gay RPG set in Middle-earth. Luckily, I've found a brilliant community in this game and we have lots of fun. My server is very populated during peak hours. There were actually a lot less servers total than I thought there were, which is maybe a good idea. You don't split the community too much, but there were only like 10 servers that I saw, and 2 of them are obviously these old school ones. Evernight. What is this? Whatever, let's go back and turn in some of these quests. Hunting lot. I think about how much time you could spend in this. That's really the one shame of it. Is that the biggest, best game worlds are often in multiplayer games in some capacity. They merged servers a couple years ago. Bye. Oh, he is gonna attack me. That's a mistake. I don't get the first strike for once. I don't know how you can actually tell whether they're going to be aggressive or not. Open tapping monster. That just means like it, if somebody helps you, they get experience too and stuff. Still not too bad, but fighting a level 4 just by face tanking is probably not the best idea. Once again, level 4. Yeah, even this much you'd be afraid of in old school MMOs. Don't fight stuff over your level. That was like one of the rules. Either fight stuff a couple levels below or maybe at your level at most. Yeah, it's no real loss. It's not even like I play it like that because the servers are dead. Although it's a coincidence. I would almost do that anyway. Even when there were people like on the classic WoW servers are now dead, but even when they weren't, I was still just doing that. Because I had already done raiding and stuff, obviously, the first time. So I guess it makes less sense to do it with a game you've never played because everything is fresh, but I don't really care too much right now. They need to unite all the servers into one. Great, because Evernight and Arcstone suffer from the low amount of players. Mangy skin. Lord of the Rings store offers a variety. How many 50 times have they shown me that? There's no way it was this intrusive at the beginning. I don't know about Arcstone. Not true for Evernight.
Impossible.
Yeah, it has a lot to do with what time you play, maybe. Return to the Strider with the King's Folk and your strange tale. You get 295 experience from that, so I am level 3. I almost don't notice when I level up. 700 to 1,000 players, it's dead. Mega server would not work with the current lag, which is by far the biggest con of this game. I haven't really noticed it here, maybe because there is nobody on the server. It almost seems like it would be a nuisance for them to even keep these up, but it's not that big of a deal. That's what I always say. They should always just keep up one classic server forever with all of these games, but even that seems like too much trouble for them.
Cobb is a traitor. Danger has found you earlier than I predicted.
Because it's like there'll be people like me who like I'm
Cobb's treachery or the ignorance of Captain Brackenbrook.
I like how the voice acting follows you no matter how far you go. It's still just as loud. Like, I subbed to it for $15 just to be able to do this. So I wouldn't have done that necessarily otherwise. So it is worth it for them. Around 1,000 anonymous players. There's hundreds more with non-activated. I have zero problems with finding groups regarding level. How far away can you loot something for? It doesn't really seem to matter much. Question Otto the Brigand about his ties to the Blackwalls. Like, would it give you clues in the quest to tell you where he is? Is being held in the stocks in the jail. Oh, shit. They really want you to stay in the town a lot with this class. The other one, they were sending you all over the place really quickly. The, boring, or however you say it, the druid. I should not have tried to face my demons with that hard mode +6 or whatever it was. That class was pretty awesome, actually. Although I like this for exploration purposes too. Like right now, I can just kind of go wherever I want as long as the stealth is good enough to carry me. Little crippled there. That's one thing a lot of games need to learn how to do. Is like leg damage and stuff. It's disappointing, like GTA 5 and all these modern AAA games. If you shoot somebody in the leg, they should start to walk like they're crippled. Like in Fallout 3 even had that. Talk about ahead of its time. All loot ends up in pending loot, so you have an hour, I think, to loot whenever it suits you. But it has limited space. Let's see, this is the jail yard. Think you can just lock me up? You'll be sorry when my friends get here. Talk to the jailer.
Let me go! Calder Cop can vouch for me!
Normally I would be reading all the text too, but just because I just died on the other guy, or on the other girl, I guess I'm a little bit dejected about doing that now. Because that was a pretty in-depth story too. Intro, the interrogation. That might be the first time in an MMO that I've seen a class and a race be the same exact thing, right? Where the boring becomes a boring. There is no... you can't become anything else. Nobody else can become that class. What does he want me to do? Talk to Cal Sprigley. So he was all the way at the end here, I think. Or, yeah, near the gate. No one will ever believe you, burglar. You're a fool for thinking you can stop what's coming. Siege to the south. I like he's acknowledging that it's because I'm a burglar, of all things, that if I was any other class, they would believe me that. I guess you should be a hobbit, because they even mention you should be whatever the race is that's the inspiration for it. So they say it's Bilbo Baggins is what this class is based around. So everyone has like a specific lore character they mention. So like even with the cutscenes, they really got a 2-for-1 there with the class and the race. Every other one is split. That was so weird how in EverQuest nobody could become the barbarian. It's just a class that's there, but you just can't use it. It makes no sense. Bye, take out him. So like, would he aggro on sight? I guess it doesn't matter, because you should never allow that to happen in the first place. Messing with the wrong band. We have powerful friends. That was the thing that shocked me at first, like when I first played Tibia, was the first MMO, which is really old school. And just like the size of the world was like, damn, I've never played a game this big. And it's just a shame you can't get that. Because even the best open world games have their limits. They are big, there is a lot of content, but then there's often not as much environment variety either, because it's like, oh, Skyrim is just like a snowy mountainous region, and there's a couple like grassy areas and stuff too, but it's not gonna like give you a whole world to explore, like volcanoes and deserts and, you know, all the things in one. That's very rare to find. Or if they do that, then it's very small, like, oh, Ocarina of Time has, you know, water area, fire area, but they're all very small. Yeah, this guy's a little bit tankier, level 4. Doesn't seem to hurt you too bad if you fight stuff a little higher than your level. I just hope I don't run across that NPC again. I don't know why he moved or where he went. Oh, I thought Cal was here. Where did he go? Saddle, home, Greetown. Oh, those are just locations. I was wondering what he kept telling me. Bristlehide Piglet. Where the heck is he? Siege to the south. I just saw him. I guess I've been wandering around this area a lot, though. So this normally would be a pretty active area, though, because this is like a shared leveling zone for at least some of the races. Possibly even all of them. Yeah, that kind of proved that this isn't the true original version of the game, though, because then why would they have, you know, like a class that you actually have to buy? The, what was it again? I forgot. The Brawler and the Stout, whatever it's called, the, like the bootleg dwarf. You're messing with the wrong band. We have powerful friends. Is he calling himself weak then? Yeah, let's go find this guy. Pretty good though. That's the ultimate replay value thing too. It's just like, even if you're doing the same content over and over, although you can try like different zones and whatnot, just like playing as every single class is pretty amazing in any of these games. That's the main thing too. Forget about, oh, just the size of open worlds and stuff pales in comparison to MMOs. The class identity is way better, if there even is any at all. Like a lot of either single player games won't have that, or they'll let you do everything together, or the class, there won't be too many classes, or they won't be that distinct. There's always something missing from them. Some races and classes are tied to later expansions that you need to buy, but you can buy them separately from the expansion if you wish. You can acquire the store currency by doing some grindy tasks in the zones to literally play all of the game for free. That's good, at least that they give you the option. Farmhand, Cal Sprigley.
You're the best thing that's happened to us all day. Our best hope is to get help from Combe, our neighbors. They will not let our chet fall to brigands.
Search for Walt Wheatley, Bill Hayspear, Thornton Woodley, and come to Combe for aid to strike against the Blackwall threat. They didn't really make me fight too much stuff here, though. I guess just the wolves was the only quest. I don't know if these quests are specific to the class either, because they might be, because I did completely different quests on the other character, even in the same exact area. Always get crippled for a second there. The Combe is just a different town. I should probably do this quest first. Walt Wheatley. You'll just find some random dead bodies like we did before, where we have to bury them. The Courageous Farmhands. Let's see if they'll be in the same exact spots. I think I kind of remember. I'm a completionist, so I complete absolutely everything in every single zone. I've gotten thousands of Lord of the Rings points to store currency. Yeah, that is good to know, because that always bothers me. Like, if there's something that's just completely locked that you can never do without paying real money. A lot of card games do that with, like, cosmetics. Like, even if it costs 1,000,000 gold and you have to farm for ages, at least give players the option, you know, it's nice. Where is the, whatever, let's fight this guy for now. I keep trying to do T to auto attack. You're in a mess of trouble. You probably shouldn't ever fight like this as a bandit, burglar, whatever I am, but I forgot what it's even called. It could be thief, could be bandit, could be burglar, same thing. Archit recruit. I thought one of the bodies was around here, but maybe it's different. Because I think one of those names was reused. Like Wheatley was in that class, but he was like right over here. No one will ever believe you. Okay, he's still on about the same thing. What I like is that 90% of the cosmetics in the store are absolute shit, and the proper ones are acquired from content. Yeah, normally it's the opposite, where they save the best ones to try to force you to buy stuff. WoW was very much like that. Once they actually added microtransactions at all. Search for Walt Wheatley. Let's see if we can't get clues from the quest without using the map, because I tend to hate doing that, but... Cal Sprigley's farmhand went off to the east after attacking some brigands. Oh, they're not dead this time. You should search for the missing harm... Okay, so to the east of where Cal was. You should search for them and bring them back and ease their fears. Some brave farmhands chase off the brigands that attacked Sprigley's farm, but they have not returned. Okay, so the only clue we have is that it's to the east, so let me go back there. I don't even know what the max level actually is. 50, 60, that's usually what it is in a lot of these games. I have 32.6. Axie girl. Haven't seen too much activity in chat. And that is like the world chat too, so that would mean everybody would see it. Nobody even uses the zone chats because that's how dead it is, I guess. Normally every zone would be busy enough. All quests up until level 50 might be the max. Are definitely doable without using the map because there is no quest tracker available when they were released. Yeah, that's kind of fitting. That's how most MMOs were. Almost none of them had quest trackers. Or at least it would show you something on the map if you were nearby, like to turn it in or something, but not necessarily where to go. Growling Duskwolf. That's normally the whole point. Is like you don't read the quest text just because you want to, but you also do it to get some clues as to actually what to do. But then it removes the need if they just do it that way. So he's telling me to the east. So let's go check it out. His east or my east, though? That's the ultimate troll, because he's facing the other way. I would assume it's to my east. But maybe it's not, actually. There's going to be some brigands and some random people here. There were some NPCs here, but they were like... I don't think they were the right ones. Oh, maybe that'll tell me. These guys aren't really fighting me. You want the people of Calm to help you. You're afraid of black walls, are you? Home North Gate. So maybe I'll go the other way. It really might be his east. Let's just kill random stuff on the way. It's not something I would like rush or do all at once either. It's just like kind of a background thing that I would do whenever I feel like. At least the leveling here was a little more efficient than in EverQuest, where like I only got to level 2. But that's because I died, I guess, on the other 2 characters. I think that is such a fun way to do it, to like make every class permadeath or make every race permadeath where you only get one try at each one. That is really cool. You progressed the quest, hence why you should actually read it. It wanted you to seek aid against the Black Walls, but the gate was blocked. Return to Sprigley with your news. Yeah, I'm kind of not reading as much as I was before. Or I'm not really reading at all now. Courageous farmhands. At least I had the right idea. I went to the right place. Is that the farm in the southernmost tip? And then farmhands went towards... Oh no, but that one is still there. Let me go in the other direction, because I think that must be what he means. Although I may as well turn this in since I'm here.
I must write to Brackenbrook at once.
Bring it to Brackenbrook. Okay, we'll do that later on the way back. Very few aggressive enemies so far. It's usually just the humanoids. Those spies or whatever. Invisible wall. This would be to the east if that wasn't. Let's see how far we can go. A weird texture in the background. Censored. It might be in this way. Piglet. There was an invisible wall at the beginning too on the other one where I forgot exact. Oh, but that was just because you had to do like the intro quest first as the bear people. I don't really know that at all from the lore. I don't remember that being mentioned at all, that there were a bunch of people who could turn into bears. There was one guy, right, boring or however you say it, but yeah, I don't know about that. Oh yeah, see here we found it. Walt Wheatley. They must all be around here. There were a lot more, but they died. Already in use. Can't do that while moving. Oh, it's doing a little bar. Has been murdered by... You needed to do that to figure that out? Like, well, hold on. Okay, this could be a little scary of an area to deal with. Level 5s, they could all aggro together. Kind of testing whether she aggroes or not that way. Although that ability is doing quite a bit. I think I keep forgetting to use 5 also. You have to get a crit first, but that seems to be happening a lot. Go ahead and clear out the outside first. You never want these to aggro together. Let's see. 5, 5. Cannot be used, cannot be used. Let's see how often it actually comes up if I look for it. Not really too often. That's like some kind of overpowered thing. Whenever they dodge, you get a hit, or in this case, whenever you crit. MMOs make auto-attacking fun. It was something that at first really turned me off. That like so many MMO, you know, so much of MMO combat is that. But there are still ways to make it interesting with other abilities, and like even just knowing that like your character progression is paying off can be satisfying. This one doesn't seem like it would attack me no matter what. Oh, famous last words as soon as I say that. But you have to like literally brush up against them for that to happen. So the stealth is pretty effective. I could probably do some talent stuff too. Or maybe you have to get to level 4. That's when I did it on the other one. They are getting me like half health now, but I'm pretty close to level 4. Let's look for that thing again. Was it K? Or was it mounts? I forgot what button I even used for that. Open bag. Open bag. Oh, this is going to be all the bags. 5. And online help. What was it? C. Cosmetic outfits. Gold, silver, copper. Oh, I guess we get confirmed on that now. Skills. Where was the town? I guess I'll wait till level 4. I don't think I even have to go in here, but it's just interesting. Dusk Wolf Run. So I assume he's going to help that guy if I attack him, or one of them. You know what? This is maybe a little bit too dangerous. I don't even have to do this. Or maybe the other bodies are inside here. The good thing is you don't have to fight every little thing. One of the only classes maybe they could do that. I wonder how much it would punish you if they were like much higher level. Like if they were level 20s. It would still, I think, give you a little benefit of doubt, but it would obviously be far less effective. It would make sense, I guess, that they were in there. Maybe. Oh shit, I didn't even see her there. Yeah, 2 of these would be enough to kill me for sure. So if there's something padding around, or if they run away. That's always one of the most annoying things. When they're about to die, they run away to try to call for help. Go into stealth. Oh shit, nice guard there. Not sure about the key command, but you can press the Gandalf icon on the left next to the big sword in a circle. Oh yeah, I forgot about this side. System menu, crafting panel, social panel, deed log, quest log, character panel, traits panel. There it is. The gambler. Do I actually have any points? Trait configuration 1. Select 1. Points available 2. But for some reason it wouldn't let me... Shit. For some reason it wouldn't let me... I thought I was in stealth. It wouldn't let me put 2 in the same category. So either you have to wait and save it if you want to do that, or maybe it forces you to just spread it out a little bit. Oh, no. Don't tell me I'm gonna die. There's no way. There's no way. No. Come on. No. Fuck. 1 HP. What? The fuck? That's what you get for trying to look at your skills. Aw, come on, dude. Fuck. That was just totally me getting too complacent. I should look at that shit in a town or something. I didn't have to do it out in the wild. You got the first hit on me. No, you should be able to put several points in the same trade. If it says 0x, you can put more than 1. Or maybe I had to be a higher level to do that particular one. I'm not sure. Okay, fine, dude. Shit. That was like the perfect class, too. Bran win. Shit. And if I wanted to do it by race, too. I guess there aren't enough races to match every class. But what would be next then? Brawler? I guess I can just skip because you have to pay for it. You could do captain. Do a captain, and we'll do a elf captain, I guess. Damn it. How did I die the first time? The first one is at least excusable because I... What do you call it? I did that difficulty thing. Here it was just kind of stupid. Okay, maybe I'll do that another time. Damn it. Or you know what? No, I want one character that at least I can come back to. Maybe I'll just skip everything and just try to... get to like level 2. That'll be good enough. The old EverQuest treatment. Dallas. Nice names. Wait, what did I do? Oh, I'm trying to make another one. Enter Middle Earth. You can always watch the cutscenes and stuff later. Join the Lord of the Rings online community. Check out the forums and get involved. Lots of old story and lore since you were 3,000 plus years old.
Second Age. A great alliance of elves and men assembled in defiance of the Dark Lord's will to conquer all the lands of Middle-earth. The High Elves, the Blessed of Valinor, who suffered the greatest wraths of Sauron and Morgoth the enemy, now seek to ensure that his evil is forever banished from the world.
Oh, 110. Oh, this is what like a city boss type enemy would look like. 757,800. Level 110 though. Oh, I'm level 110 as well, just because this is in the past. Yeah, this is very different tutorial area. This is kind of badass.
My dearest friend,
Compared to fighting bears and stuff.
the mastery is ours in this battle.
High King Gilgalad has summoned us. Let us go. Isildur. Glorfindel. We have called upon all the armies and people we could build, but may not be enough. King Riok the Oathbreaker and his traitors can have fled into the mountains. Battle shout. And Durin has sent only a few hundred of his folk. Rallying cry. Devastating blow. Sure strike. Melee attack, it cannot be blocked or parried. Battle hardened, plus 5% healing modifier, incoming melee damage. Sauron sows only division. The kings of Lorne and the Woodland Realm must be press their forces into certain defeat, and why? Their pride to blind them to the enemy's treachery. Oh, he's got even more health. 10 million. Only 1 million. 10 million. He's the weakest of the bunch. He's the one who actually cuts the ring off of him. The men of Numenor must remain in this realm to know his treachery all too well. There was like some big discussion we had about when I would do my film talks. Like people were pissed that in in the Lord of the Rings, like they show Sauron with like a mace and he's like a fighter. They never portray him like that in the books at all, I don't think. He's always shown as like a, you know, wizard, magical type, necromancer. But that's like the opening scene where like he's whacking the armies with a fucking big mace. Only then Sauron will himself be forced to atone for the evil he has laid upon our lands. We must put an end to his evil before. Distant horn blows, the scout rushes down the nearby hillside. Not very mistaken, this is all the first scene of the Fellowship of the Ring, where the armies attack Sauron. Yeah, seems like it. High King, riders approach from beyond the Moranon. This is actually the most badass one at all. Every other class gets to fight little wolves and boars and stupid flies and stuff. Sauron does not wield his servants as a this is like endgame content. Allow them to ride forth unhindered, but remain on guard. We shall meet them in the field. More of a fanatic of the books, though, which the games is very thoroughly based upon. The Shadow Kings, the Gwytherain, they have returned out of the darkness. I probably shouldn't be in the front like that. Elendil the Tall. Damn, dude. Hopefully they don't expect too much of you. I've only got 35,000 health compared to these people. I'm nobody. They'll have literal millions. I wonder if these are their health values later, if you see any of them. If any are still alive. Or just, it gives you a good example of what a boss would be like. The Witch King, 15 million health. You guys can take them. You each have 10 each. The Curse, oh, but they all have like 7 as well. These will probably be bosses in some form later. Unless they all die, I don't even know. The Grim Southron. The Sorcerer of Harad. The Elf King and the Acute... Why do I keep moving up? My master has bidden me to deliver his terms. Terms we have assembled to a great alliance that your master now seeks to surrender. So great an alliance. They were just saying how shitty it is and how we're missing troops. Speaks not of his surrender, but of yours. Speak then. I am no mere servant. You speak to a king of men and the lord of Nazgul. You no longer speak in your own tongue. You are no king. The ring you bear has seen to that. Silence. These are his terms. Crafted the 3 rings in mockery of his design. You will surrender them and swear oaths to never again come before the gates of Mordor. You will surrender... Oh, keeps moving around. You would be wise indeed to accept his kindness. It's the mouth of Sauron moment. And if we should accept, what promise can he give that he shall not make war against us? They're actually considering it. He offers none. Peace cannot be made with Sauron. Such an offer is merely another one of his lies. Go now, flee to your master and tell him that doom approaches. Mount Doom, am I right? But he's already there. Sauron the Great has stayed my hand for the moment, but his patience is nearly ended. It is you and the pitiful host who should flee. For soon, no shelter, no matter how well hidden, will be free of his... I'm like the fucking Kevin James. Like I'm in a movie scene just dancing around. Everyone else is so serious and stoic. Yeah, how about we have horses too, so we can match pace with them? Let us speak. Go, my friend, I shall ready the alliance to advance. I don't know how this is exactly going to tie into what we're doing later in the game, but... it is a pretty badass intro. Am I really supposed to do this? I'm gonna die in the intro itself now. I guess I will be like one-shotting everything, but this is how your character will look at max level. Good way to sort of tease you what you have to look forward to. Mordor Warrior, and what the enemies will look like too. Should be relatively easy, but keyboard turning, one of the sins of gaming. It'd be far more badass at level cap. You got people with millions of health, and yet they want me to do this shit. I don't even know what these abilities do. I'm just randomly spamming buttons and hoping, you know, you're overpowered enough. They wouldn't be too punishing. Devastated for 1202. Man, a man with 10 times more health than I have. Amazing. Swiftly now this way. Defeated everybody, Mordor captain. The Spears of Linden have held against Sauron's forces, but they fight a desperate battle. So much lore, dude. Yeah, they shouldn't have made this an MMO. They should have just made this a single-player game and made it just as big. Kill this thing. Basically one-shotting a lot of it. Rescue wounded soldiers from the orcs. Elves, where would they be? Not harm target. Maybe I shouldn't just go up that quickly. One of these is a heal, I think 3. Am I just supposed to go in here? No, invisible wall. Even just how you look is a teaser of some of the badass armor later on. I'm surprised how long some of these games actually go on, though. Even if they don't die out, just like, you know, 10, 15 years. I don't know when the Star Wars one came out, but that's still around. What am I even supposed to do? Rescue wounded soldiers from the orcs and forward the garrison. Looks like you can go on either side. Wounded soldier. Oh, this is what I think I'm actually meant to do. You can figure it out even if you don't read, but generally I would. Rescue the wounded soldiers, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we are doing a ridiculous amount of damage. Like, if we fought ourselves, we would kill ourselves in a few hits. Or maybe our armor is just so good that we would be way more resistant to it. But yeah, their health values are pretty crazy, too. Still lives, but the rider has him. Yeah, we would really try to do this ourselves. 578,000 HP. There's no escape for you. Fate of those who defy my master. Dark Lord holds no power over me, Wraith. You could just walk away. Be my fate sealed or not, my arrow will fly true. Fool's wills can be broken. What is this? Prince of the Woodland Realm. Stay back. I will leave you a piece for what you have done. Well, we're strong enough to take it, but he wasn't. I guess the other two are still chasing him, though. If they all fought us, Legolas Papa. Oh shit, this actually has a lot of health. This is what a boss battle would look like. 5-man dungeon or something. If they made good enough AI for like some of the, you know, like bot AI, you could actually have still a good experience with that too. Like if there's not enough players on these classic servers, just have bots do it, like exactly what we see now. Wait, what happened? Why did he evade and stuff? Oh, he's just running away. Defeated the Spiderling. You've rescued him.
Prince is fortunate to have survived his father's attack on the Black Gate, but the Guatharan's words trouble me.
Oh yeah, I'm level 1 by the way. Even though it's temporarily 110, like we're still getting experience. There's no way 110 was the max level originally, right? I think 50 makes sense. Invisible walls everywhere. Reunite with the Alliance. Okay, forward garrison. I wonder if this is actually an area you can come back to, like specifically. Well, it would look different though. Follow the arrow for once. Not a very complicated area to figure out though. They're not going to let you roam around too much here. Instance into darkness, a fallen star, falls a star. Mordor and the Black Gate are zones in the game, so yes. Elrond spoke true, the High King, and... Oh shit, look at this. This also simulates raiding. Like imagine having 40 people on the screen at once. It's not even lagging at all. Impressive.
Our paths are now divided, dear friend. May the light of the Valar shine upon us.
Not afraid that those things might just blow up behind you there? With all this fire around?
Or perhaps you are at mine.
Yeah. Let the enemy's barrel lack powder of flame. Oh, just to turn it in. Oh, it's gonna be on the other side. I am kind of playing it more normally now just by breezing through, but I didn't want to do that with every class. I just tried to do it with the first class and then expect that I don't die. Okay, kill these guys, do the barrels. Basically, I'll just complete the tutorial with this one, so at least we have something to look forward to. Yeah, at least that's a decent health amount. Only 7,000. Some of these things are crazy. You don't want to see enemies with more health than you, even if you are obviously still demolishing them. Haven't fought goblins since they attacked me in the forest there on the druid. That's what I'll just call it anyways, the druid. I have a feeling like that was one of the least played classes or something too. They just seem kind of obscure, but it was interesting. Where's the rest of them? 3 more. Maybe I missed them, or no, they really do want you to go this far. Like in the single player space, how like Star Wars has Knights of the Old Republic. I guess they didn't make as good of a single player game for, because everyone loves that. I've never even played it, but everybody swears by that. Shadow of Mordor was really good, but it's kind of still more combat focused. Or they're making like the Gollum one now, which seems like an interesting premise. At least that'll be like more explorative and stuff. That is a really cool idea. 5 out of 6. There are more than 6, so you could just do it for the heck of it. I enjoyed Shadow of Mordor as well, but yeah, it's like a fun little fanfiction hack and slash game. 6 out of 6. Hoof print. Follow the path. What did he just take 12,000 damage even from there? Definitely use the 3 ability whenever it's up. Oh, this is also to do with the class that I'm playing. I almost thought it was just like whatever, because I assume some of these abilities are going to be the same. Because I'm just playing as some random level 110, I thought it might just be regardless of what class I am, just if I play an elf. 336,000, everybody has more health than me. Can it be? Find and follow his path. You've not found them, but a familiar elf stands before you.
Your tale troubles me, my friend. For Omroth spoke of a terrible figure that passed with an elf slung across.
Alice has come from across the battle plane. Can you tell my companion about the rider you saw? As much as I do not wish to recall him, I can. What you have told me, he was one of the 9 Guetherian, garbed in black and seated atop a great steed. I know not if he still lived, but an elf was slung limply across his steed. He lifted aloft a great mace, and with a crack of thunder, his master's statue was toppled. It was then that he looked upon me, and what remained beneath his hood sniffed madly at the air. There was a sorcery in his gaze, I tell you, for his eyes were as flames in a void. Perhaps he thought me slain, for then he rode into the hells. It can be no other. The Witch King has taken Teleron. Be wary, the men of the east who slew my father have an encampment in the hills, and it is there that he must have gone. But can you actually do emails like that? Oh shit, nice. I did the laugh before. Let's hear what the male laugh sound. Well, it was a different. A little bit of a smoker's vibe at the beginning. Laugh out loud.
If the Witch King has taken Theleron to the Overlook, we must pass through the Easterling encampment ahead.
Isn't that a boss in Destiny as well? The Witch King? And then obviously it makes me think of the Lich King from WoW. Damn, how'd she get that far ahead? Damn, you could easily lose her here. Can't complain about it being like a slow escort quest style, the way that that joke of a cow was at the beginning. That was the slowest, most troll thing ever. You didn't even have to do anything. It just took forever for it to walk there. Yeah, compare that. You have to escort a cow around your little farm versus doing all this for the tutorial. Oh, the sentry seems to be on the edge of sleep. Well, we're not a stealth class, so it doesn't matter. You could really just do that? Okay. Easterling Lord. Well, the Witch King predates the Lich King by 40 or something years. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was something in Destiny. Well, obviously, this predates everything, but... This is pretty long, holy shit. And I'm still only level 1. Am I even getting experience from these? Maybe I'm not. They are level 110, so I guess I should. But then what am I even leveling up to? It'll be level 2 in effect. No, maybe I'm not gaining experience. Steed thrashes wildly at you, must be nearby. Well, he'll clearly be an easy target without his horse. First book of the trilogy was 1954. Very early. Too quiet. Calm before the storm. Now we're gonna get our ass beat and then somehow wake up as an actual level 1. Totally looks like a raid spot. I wonder how that experience would have been in this game. It is always very simplistic in the original iterations. Like even in WoW Classic, it's not exactly that. It's complicated technically, but not mechanically, really. You come too late. Your fear has left you defenseless, and the elf has borne away the winged beast of my master. Elf King will never see him again, for he shall suffer evermore in the dungeons of Barad-dûr. You shall be changed, and you will return as his greatest foe. Good prediction. Suffer now and rise anew in the realm of the unseen. Will it still be the same starting area? I feel like it won't this time. I wonder how they... So like a couple races maybe share some of the same zones. But I wonder why those two, man and the boring. Now we're actually level 1. Let's get to level 2 at least. How do we mumble at them to try to move? Select them and oh, you actually have to emote. Nice. RPing already. Can it be? I would have never thought to do that if it didn't tell me. Alice has awoken at last. Yeah, this reminds me of the city Dallas. Which came first? Rest easy, my friend, for you are safe from harm in Imladris. The wound is healed, but Dallas remains in a state of rest. And they kind of spoil this class. You get your own zone, you get your own intro that's way more badass. This race, I mean. You've awoken at long last. Let's just go around and get to level 2. I'm not even going to worry about anything else. Right, I should be strong enough to at least do that. Or is it not going to let me? Ah, shit.
It brings me great joy to see you upon your feet once more, my friend.
Oh, it doesn't give him a health value, so we can compare it to the millions that we saw before. You remember the war as if it were yesterday, do you not? It's actually like 5 seconds ago. You are one of the few that remain in this realm that can recall it, as I do, my friend. Come here often to reflect on the sacrifices that we made in that war. Similar to how we were staring in the pool as the druid, daydreaming the whole time. Gilgalad and Elendil defeated the Dark Lord, but they did so at the cost of their own lives. The realms of the elves and men were thus forever changed, and the world passed into the Third Age. So it has been for many years now. This would be good even if you don't know anything about the universe. Like, this could be your first experience with it, but that probably isn't the best. I don't wish to alarm you, but it is now 3018th year of the Third Age. Moira instances for Virtue XP weekend. Even if much else has changed, it is as you remember it. You have borne many burdens in your time, so I give you leave to depart to the havens if you wish it. Yeah, we should just be able to retire and relax. We've been through more than anybody else then. There's another here who sustained a terrible wound in the war. Hithgal is his name. Since chance has woken you today, perhaps he too is healed of the enemy's wounds. If he's woken from his long rest, and speak more of your journey to the havens. Learn of Hithgal's condition. Is that gonna just let me go outside? Shit. I do have a little bit of experience, so I don't know. Some of that counted and some of it didn't in that intro. Most of it seemed like it didn't. Despite appearing outwardly healed, he seems to be in a deep, uneasy slumber. His strength is returning, but he remains in a restless slumber. Months more, I think. Yeah, it'd be too convenient if we both woke up at the same exact time. Talk to Elrond, gather your belongings, and depart on your journey with your sons. You have rested experience. See how it says 0 out of 100. Oh, shit. Is that why? VIP bonus, which I wouldn't even want if that's not how it originally worked. Remaining purchase bonus. Okay.
Much has changed since we last traveled together from Imladris, my friend.
Quest guiding system. This has been used too recently. Gather your belongings. Where was my bed? It was this one, wasn't it? Depart on your journey with his sons. Some of you, a collection of writings for you concerning the events of the Third Age. Quest log. What else would I need to pick up here? High Elf. Your belongings in Elrond's writing can be found throughout Jeweler's case. Within this ornate box, your eye catches the glimmer of the ring you once wore. As you glance within, the faint shine of your old armor catches the light. Should be it. We already had our sword though. What? We had the sword on our back the whole time? Because we didn't... Or maybe we picked it up at the beginning, but I don't think so. You must select one of the quest rewards. Okay.
And they shall see you to Kellandine in the course of their travels.
Oh, we get all those too. Honed Greatsword. 8 to 13. One-handed. Let's go with the two-handed. Oh, I didn't even think about what this class is really all about. It's not as fancy after all this time. Your armor is the same that you wore 3,000 years ago. Yeah, everything's going to be nerfed down, including ourselves.
Father has told you all about the journey ahead. But do not worry. The matter of his dream need not trouble you.
Oh, we're already level 3, so maybe let's get to level 4. I don't know how it exactly determines that. Based on like how much stuff I killed maybe in the intro. It certainly did. The sea was generous today. Because I don't think it did that with the other ones where it just gave us experience retroactively like that. It was more so just like what we did. But yeah, that was kind of unique amongst them. Let's go just kill some stuff. 256 out of 275. Okay, level 4 would be sufficient. Now how similar is this going to be to... I don't know how they do. Oh, look at the fucking texture though. Sometimes distance, that might be true to the classic effect. Let's see what these abilities actually are. You have a heal on 3. An attack that triggers a battle-ready stance, allowing you to take more damage. A melee attack that cannot be blocked or parried. Boost morale. Heal 17, etc., etc. Battle-ready stance. Requires battle-ready stance. Okay. Return to bound milestone, home location. But that's a class ability, I suppose. What are your video settings? Because I never get those. Yeah, I think whatever. It was just on by default. Full screen, 1920. Window resolution, aspect ratio. Overall graphics quality, custom. I wonder if this is probably still improved over the original. Just find some enemies. There must be something out here. Oh, here we go. Level 7. Bypass level 6. Come on, we barely need to kill too many things. Level 1, as long as he doesn't aggro. Most things don't. You can. Oh, I'm trying to kill something that isn't even an enemy. Like a critter equivalent. Damn, why are they all so high level? You could theoretically try to do it, but usually like 2 to 3 is my limit. Or I guess even the act of turning this in would have done it, but I kind of wanted to fight a couple things. Rowan branches. Requires Forester's axe. We didn't really try any crafting stuff on any profession stuff, I mean, on any of the characters so far. Hey Kashi, how's it going? Come on, just give me something I can actually fight. These are all too high level. Maybe it'll be something on the lower slope. Yeah, 3 is definitely going to be my most used ability. I don't know how many different starting zones there would actually be. Damn, they're kind of hiding all the level appropriate enemies from me. Oh, pretty good. They don't really force you to do the quest, but they definitely encourage you to. Be careful, maybe there is some serious fall damage. I better not risk it. I guess I don't know exactly how fall damage works. You would think if you jump in the water, you'd actually be fine, but I'm not that lazy that I can't walk around. Black-footed fox, but these aren't actually things you can kill. The blue sometimes means just that it's an enemy that's like lower level than you, even if it's, you know, not a critter like that. You have comfort for your assistant, speak with the attendants. Inert fall damage, you can slide down the wall. There's 3 different tutorials if I recall. 5 starting zones. Might have gotten that wrong. Come on, we must find something that's going to be worthy. You can always use the guards as cover if there are any. Actually, that hasn't really been a thing in this game as much. But definitely the combat isn't as punishing as I expected at the beginning. Although I did just die on 2 characters. So I can't really... No, but one of them was totally avoidable. You can't get too comfortable. What level are these going to be? One of them was actually unavoidable, and one of them was completely avoidable. Declining an auto-bestowed quest. You have canceled an auto-bestowed quest. Will be eligible for auto-bestowal again. I'm going way too far. You finish the missions in the city behind you. No, I kind of just want to kill a couple things. And just get to level 4. And then I can do that another time. You use the better gear in your bag and you can probably kill level 7. Here we go, level 5. That's all we need. Yeah, I didn't actually change my gear either. Why did he yell like so... so shocked there? Was that part of the ability? No, he just has like some very loud grunts. Oh no, it is part of the ability. I thought that's because he got hit so hard or something. This thing is actually pretty hard to kill though. What the fuck? You would think the heal would make up the difference, but... Oh no, the 5 is going to be like the portal. I don't want to do that mid-combat. Now, this is actually a little bit tricky to kill. Damn, dude. Well, we better get to full health before I try that again. One of them puts you in the stance, and then 4 requires you to be in the stance to use it. Let me actually use some of this gear, which they clearly would expect you to use. Minimum level 4, which I will be in like a literal second here. 256. Violet dye. 256, 2 violet. I mean, everything is better. What am I even thinking about? Are you sure you want to alter the color? What is all this? Umber dye, armor. 67 armor. Giving you transmog gear. But even without that, I was Oh, it does look very, yeah, similar, just worn. Inventory management. You can click C to look at your armor. Yeah, this will be a cakewalk compared to that now. Level 6 even. Although, I'm still worried. Okay, that might mean it's aggressive. Or that it's just out of my level range. Shouldn't I be very close? Like, 264. Taking too many risks. Yeah, like that shout wouldn't attract everything in a 10-mile radius to come and attack you. Which is kind of the point, right? This is kind of like a semi-tank class, maybe? Or maybe not. It seems like a hybrid, almost like a paladin in some ways. Okay, maybe if I kill one more thing. Level 8 definitely scares me. Too many of these things that you just can't kill. Level 9. I don't know why I think if I'm going further, and thank you for the follow. If I think going further is going to yield lower level enemies, although it kind of did for a second there, because I didn't see level 5s anywhere before. Yeah, this is pretty unlikely. Let me go back. Maybe I'll wait for a respawn on one of those. You definitely shouldn't try to do it like this so much without doing anything. I'm an introvert, and yes, I have friends, but my circle is small, and that's by intention. Just cringe my ass off. The chat here is pretty easy to ignore. Some games it's like way too big. I'm sure you can just hide it too. Come on, give me one more bug. Kind of wanted to see what this class is like. You have the heal, so what you kind of want to do is get in the ready stance and then do this, right? Because that must be better. Your 2 is like what? This you can't be blocked or parried, but it's probably not as strong as the other one. 32 to 45 damage. But yeah, this is much better. I ask why you were rushing everything to try stuff instead of giving it an honest chance. Well, that's what I did at the beginning with my first character, but I just want to kind of leave it on a note where I can always come back and try that later. That's how I was doing it. You can't kill friendly animals as an elf. Level 8. Level 7. Maybe I could try it. I guess I could run away if it doesn't work. This is a big mistake. Because it's just going to be like a mitigation thing, maybe. Like, oh, they're higher level, so they punish you and stuff like that. Return home. I'm going to do that during combat. Bubble Hearth. Okay. New skills available. Rallying Cry Defeat. Boost the morale of nearby fellows. Heals 36 to 51 initially. Heals 5 to 7 every 3 seconds for 15 seconds. Good game to the wolf. That is surprising that I could kill something 4 levels higher just like that. Yeah, this one shouldn't do any kind of fall damage. You even have a cape to help with that. A rusty, tattered cape. Now we can go back and do that. Turn in this quest. Or actually, I lost the quest too. I don't know. It said something like, oh, you can get it back in X amount of time. Imagine if you just fail it for good, and it's not even like I failed it. I just went too far, I guess. I can't go in there. I actually kind of forgot where it was. I guess I can just leave anywhere here. This is a safe zone. That was always kind of a rule of the regular permadeaths I would do, is like you always have to log out in a inn or somewhere super safe where you couldn't possibly get killed. You can't just do it in the middle of the wild, even if you are safe there, which you probably wouldn't want to do anyway. The ring things on the map are the tasks. Yeah, this is 1. Pardon. Oh, don't tell me this is the same guy. Yeah, this is how I died. Difficulty 9. Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't 6. Deadly +6. Yeah, I'm not doing that one. Otherwise, I would still be on the first character. That's why I kind of got tilted and started to just breeze through it. Where was that building that I came out of? Oh, here. This would tell me now it's back. $60. These are all like other optional things, I think. Where? I think it starts at the water. Oh yeah, I don't even have to go back to the building that I was in. Let's actually read it. Quest of... Oh, I don't even have to accept it. That's why. Can be found near the docks. Yeah, we were there the whole time. Okay, fine. This is good enough. Pretty nice scenic area. And of course, the other area was shared between the other two. Target lock-on toggle. But yeah, that was one of the most badass intros you could ever have. Let's meditate on our experience. I somehow offended... Oh, some of that doesn't get added to the log. Only if it's like a major quest character or a story character or something. Okay. So generally, that was pretty good. Don't fall into the trap of that difficulty NPC, though, that we just saw and try to overdo it. Whenever they offer me a difficulty setting, I have to take it. That was just completely unfair. Like, there was nothing I could do there. Just like one level 5 bear just kills me. High Elf Captain. Yeah, we did a human burglar, and then we did a borning, of course, because you don't have a choice there. Very specific race class combination. And of course, this one you have to actually buy, which surprised me a little bit. Both the stout-axe and the brawler. So does that mean like only the stout-axe can become the brawler? No, other people can too. But it must have been released like at the same time. Lore Master is the best for solo, I think. Yeah, I felt like burglar would have been good too, because you can just kind of sneak around, but I kind of blew that chance. Brawler is the newest, but he sucks, really? Okay.